against Middlesex on Sunday. The crowd is a little bit down tonight, as you'd expect. The weather hasn't helped, and also it is a school night. I have to say the atmosphere, and people were still talking about it that I spoke to this afternoon, the atmosphere against Surrey here on Friday night was electric. A lot of fans were probably about half what that was on Friday. I think the pre-sales are about 4,500, so well down on the two games that we've had so far. James Coles, the left-arm spinner, is going to open the proceedings up for Sussex at the Albert will face the first ball. Here's Coles around the wicket with his left arm spinners, and Albert is off the mark straight away, pushing that to mid-on. So just to repeat, we started looked of late as well, and I believe there's been some work done on the outfield because it looked a bit patchy. That's driven into the ground by Albert, fielded extra cover. Not so much patchy in terms of dirt and grass and whatever, but clumps of grass were looking different colours, but there's been some treatment that's been put on there, and it's looking a lot, 100% better. Coles again fires that in. It's played back to him by Albert.
Good start by James Coles, who'll know this ground well because he plays, his club has been the Southern Braves in the 100 for the last few seasons. Not this season, coming up though.
Has he moved?
Yeah.
I haven't followed too much of the 100 yet. That's to come. Man to my left knows more.
away from us. In and bowls to Vince, who cracks this one. He's caught at backward point, and James Vince has now gone. So both Hampshire openers are back in the pavilion, and James Vince is on his way for 8. Tamel Mills picking up the wicket. It looked like he rather caressed that one to backward point. Caught there by Tom Alsop, formerly of Hampshire. So Sussex with a double breakthrough here. James Vince has gone for 8. Toby Albert, he's gone for 1.
Yeah, well, it's one of those where Vince hits through the line. It's a good length ball. You just hope that he either goes in the air over the fielder or it goes along the deck. But it's kind of hit that at catchable height. It's a little bit of a soft dismissal. I mentioned earlier that we've got the highest wicket taker of all time in the Blast. That's Danny Briggs, 271 wickets. Chris Wood in this game is 3rd on that list. Tamal Mills is 10th. On that all-time list. He now has 166 T20 Blast wickets.
I'm a little surprised by that. I'd have thought he'd have been higher up than
I would have done, yeah. I'm fairly surprised.
I thought actually when you said earlier on, when you said about Danny Briggs and you said and 3rd, I thought you were going to say Tamal Mills, but it shows what a good job Chris Wood does for Hampshire. So Tamal, who wasn't in great form down at Canterbury a couple of weeks ago, he bowled very well at the weekend in the Sussex defeat against Middlesex, where he picked up 3 for 31. As in comes Mills over the wicket. Bowls wide outside the off stump, taken by John Simpson, not signalled a wide. So the end of the second over, and Sussex will be pleased with the way things have started. Hampshire are 10 for 2, with Albert out for a single and James Vince for 8.
Yeah, that's a blow inside the first 2 overs, that's for sure. Playing slightly to the left of where we've been playing in the last couple of T20 matches, slightly closer to the tunnel area. In fact, the shorter boundary is, actually I'm looking away to my right, the west side of the ground. I don't think there's a lot in it actually, probably just feels shorter to the tunnel because the tunnel's that much closer. So good start from Sussex here. And James Coles will continue. First over went for 2 and got the wicket off the last ball of this first over. I think that was a really clever piece of bowling actually, because they didn't score too many off that first over. When you get that last ball, you're looking for a single, you're looking for something. And I just think Albert's looking to find a gap that really wasn't there, and it was just such a clever piece of bowling. Here comes Coles, bowls that. It's a low full toss to Weatherly, who hits that to extra cover, no run.
So Paul Farbrace was hoping for a reaction from Sussex. He was desperately disappointed on Saturday night with the performance against Middlesex. It started okay, Sussex.
Coles, quicker one there as Weatherly works that up to mid-on, moves on to 2, 11 for 2. Slow start from Hampshire, you'd expect that after losing 2 early wickets. So, ground is bathed in sunshine, which is very, very good news indeed. When I turned up, it's been some horrendous rain, there really has.
Gardeners say they need the rain, Kevin, but we didn't need it really.
No, we don't need it when T20's on. Prester's taking his time here, waiting for the next delivery. Playing his 50th T20 game tonight for Hampshire is Tom Prest, who again is fired in, driven out into the covers, scored just under 50 runs so far in those games that he's played. Striking at 130, which is pretty decent. Career strike rate of 122, so he's been quicker this season so far. Cut and misses, again he's fired in from Coles. Don't think he's worried about spin too much.
No, he does vary his pace, does James Coles.
Yeah, from quick and very quick at the moment. It's full again outside the off stump. Prest trying to find an angle, misses. This one's wide of off stump, fortunately, for Prest. So he's faced 4 balls and yet to get off the mark. This is a pretty slow start here from Hampshire. And a good one from Sussex. Coles in again, around the wicket, bowls. Prest works that away. Oh, it's past the diving fielder. He's going to get 4 runs. Tamal Mills probably could have got down a little quicker. But nevertheless, Prest will be relieved to get off the mark. It's a boundary, 15 for 2, 3 gone.
Furious with himself there was Tamal Mills. That really should have only been a single at most, really, but the ball seemed to go completely under his body, and you probably saw there that Tamal thumped the turf, and he held his hand up immediately to acknowledge James Coles, and I'd apologise, but just when Sussex had the squeeze on, that's just what you don't want to happen, particularly off the last ball of the over. Excuse me.
Too much chicken there, Adrian.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, good food.
Really well looked after here at the Utilita Bowl. But Tamel Mills is going to carry on. Danny Briggs doing the honours, taking some sawdust up onto the crease. So probably still a little bit damp out in the middle, but the sun is out. Tamel Mills going to start his second over. His opening over cost 8 runs, but he claimed the crucial scalp of James Vince. And in comes Mills, racing into bowl to Weatherly. He's in and bowls, and Weatherly plays this firmly to mid-wicket. That's a really good diving stop at mid-wicket by Tom Price, who's in there. It's his first game of the season in T20 cricket, Tom Price. Injured his ankle up at Headingley in the Championship. I think that was the 3rd game of the season, and they thought initially it was just a sprained ankle, but clearly a lot worse than that. And he had been in really good form with the bat as well. So good to see him back in action. Mills wheels round in front of us. Comes into bowl to Joe Weatherly, who's 2 not out. Hampshire 15 for 2 in the 4th over. He's in and bowls, and again played this time towards mid-on. Henry Crocombe comes round and helps with the fielding, but again there is no run. So good accurate start here by the Sussex openers, Tamel Mills and James Coles.
Put the Hampshire batters under pressure from ball 1, haven't they?
And Sussex really do need a result here, because having lost 2 points before the competition even began, you look at the table already, and Hampshire are starting to get away, Kent is starting to get away. Sussex really need a result here tonight, and then they have Leicestershire coming to Hove on Friday and Kent on Sunday. So it's a really important little sort of 5 or 6 days for Sussex in this competition. Mills in again, bowls and played in the air. That wasn't that far away from mid-wicket. There was a cry of catch you probably heard. It didn't carry as far as Henry Crocombe at mid-on, but it wasn't very far away from mid-wicket, and Weatherly comes down and does a little bit of gardening.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he thought that just bounced a little bit, maybe held in the turf a little bit as well. Very difficult on a length here from Mills to actually get it away, find an angle. I think you need a little bit of improvisation, but you can't do anything too silly because they've already lost 2 wickets.
He just moved his, he had a slip in, almost a 3rd slip position to Tamel Mills. He's moved that to almost a short third man stroke deep gully, as he's in again to bowl to Weatherly. Bowls, and Weatherly is forward, plays this to mid-wicket. This time it's fielded by Henry Crocombe, who comes in from mid-on to field, but Weatherly be pleased to pick up a single. He goes to 3, Hampshire to 16 for 2.
So such good bowling, really. The only angles that Weatherly's been able to find have been sort of mid-wicket, mid-on, which is great bowling from a left-arm over bowler, especially in T20 cricket. He's just cut off so many angles. And Weatherly, as I say, can't be too adventurous, not having already seen 2 teammates back in the hutch.
Mills just pauses at the end of his run. There's a little skip and a hop as he begins his approach to the wicket, running in from the hotel end here in Southampton, in and bowls and driven into the offside. Nice looking shot fielded by Daniel Hughes on the edge of the 30-yard circle, but again it's just a single. Press goes to 5 and the Hampshire Hawks to 17 for 2. If you're just joining us, Sussex winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. Success in the first over. Toby Albert bowled by James Coles for a single, and then Tamel Mills in his first over picking up the very important wicket of James Vince, who was caught at point by Tom Alsop for 8. Mills 1 ball left of his second over, figures of 1 for 10. Just pauses and comes into bowl to Joe Weatherly, who's 3 not out. Over the wicket, bowls, and Weatherly plays to mid-on. Quickly, Henry Crocombe gets in the throw, but it's good running by Joe Weatherly. Played it to Henry Crocombe mid-on, set off straight away and went through for the single. So Weatherly on 4, Prest is on 5. At the end of the 4th over, the Hampshire Hawks are 18 for 2.
Well, it's already on course for being quite a quiet power play with 2 more overs to go. I must admit, if I'm being slightly picky, I think Crocombe should have been a little closer at mid-on, judging by the way that over had gone.
Yep.
The batters have been struggling, especially Weatherly has been struggling to get it away around that mid-wicket, mid-on area. There was too much bounce there from Mills, and I don't know.
I think you're right.
Probably being a little bit harsh on him.
No, I I think that's fair comment. And sometimes I think in all sorts of cricket, you're either on the one or you're not.
Yeah, I just think the ball hasn't been drilled at him. You know, the ball has not been drilled on that leg side at all. So I think I might have taken my cue from the rest of that over and just probably come in a couple of paces. And then I think that really would have put Weatherly under pressure at the end of that over. We've got Henry Crocombe.
Yes.
Who's back in the side, one of 3 changes. There's Weatherly with that traditional trademark slog sweep, and that's gone a long way back over deep backward square leg. Well, a long way.
Well, welcome back from Lions duty, Henry Crocombe. First ball he's picked up. What a shot that is. That's gone a long way. I mean, that's bounced on the concourse, Kevin.
Yeah, really, that came out of the middle of the bat. That is Joe Weatherly's shot. Outside off stump, get down on one knee and hoik it across on the leg side. He does play that shot so well, and that's bounced away. It's hit the wooden fence, actually, by the concessions. The food concessions.
I think there was a fella there drinking a pint who wasn't paying any attention. I think he only heard the bang of the ball on the fence. Although Terrell Mills is quick, I would say that consistently Henry Crocombe is the quicker of the two. He does bowl at a good lick, so if you could time the ball off Henry Crocombe, it'll go.
Well, he doesn't get the bounce. Well, I think Weatherly thinks he's not. We'll have to wait and see. Right arm over, comes in again. That's a better ball. Just wraps Weatherly high on the pad. That was fairly sharp. Playing his 29th T20 game tonight, Henry Crocombe, the 24-year-old.
And he's had a good county championship so far, Henry Crocombe. He didn't. His first game last season, Kevin, was actually here because he was troubled by a shoulder injury, which they eventually got sorted out. There was some thought that he could be out for a good part of the season last year, but he came back and performed well. And he started this season really well, hence his inclusion in that Lions side against South Africa.
24 for 2 in the 5th over here from the pavilion end. Crocombe bowls. He's gone for the same shot, slower ball, clever ball. It's bounced a couple of times through to Simpson, and Weatherly was into the shot too early. Very well disguised.
Yes.
From Crocombe.
Well, I guess one of the criticisms of Henry, not a criticism, but he's still a very young man. He's only 24. Is that sometimes he can be expensive. So it's great to see that he's developing these variations. Yeah. Spent a lot of time working with James Kirtley, who's pretty much been coaching him during most of his career at Sussex.
Yeah, former Sussex fast bowler. Yes, well, his economy rate over his 28 matches is just about 10 and over, which is quite a lot. Now that's a lovely shot over the top of third man. That'll run away for 4. Short outside the off stump. I think Crocombe has seen what Weatherly does. He'll know. They'll have talked about the players, and Weatherly has readjusted and just played a lovely shot over the top of back with a point.
Super shot, wasn't it? And without a third man in place, it was the ball, even though they've had a lot of rain today, the ball raced away towards the boundary. So 10 off the over so far.
Weatherly's showing 10. Might be a few more than that, isn't it?
It's 6 and a 4.
Yeah, so he was on a couple before that. That's worked away for a single on the leg side. I think that perhaps we're 1 ball or 2 balls away from what we should be on the computer screen, both on the ground and on the picture feed. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've got that wrong. Weatherly moves on to 11, according to the digital scorecard. Maybe that's me getting ahead of myself.
Well, the main scoreboard
no, it's 15.
29.
Yeah, it's moving on to 15 now.
Yeah.
I thought it was wrong. 29 for 2. Yeah, we were 1 ball behind, or certainly 4 runs behind. Anyway, that's Prest working Crocombe to the mid-wicket area, and there is no run. So that's the end of the 5th. We've got 1 over left of the power play, and 11 off that. So a little better from Hampshire.
Yeah. So let's see what Sussex do here. Terrell Mills has bowled 2 tight, accurate overs. Have just cost 11 runs from the hotel end, but we are going to get a change of bowling, and it looks like it's Tom Price to me playing his. Just see. Yes, it is. Playing his first match in the T20 this season. Say something like nasty ankle injury up at Headingley way back in the 3rd match of the season when he slipped on the outfield on the opening one. It looked pretty innocuous, but he's been out of action since then. He's in now and bowls and clipped away. That's a lovely shot. Over pitch and clipped away through wideish mid-wicket for 4 runs. That was a nice juicy half volley, and Joe Weatherly wasn't going to miss out on that. He's played that with beautiful timing. Clipped away for 4 runs. He goes to 19, and the Hawks to 33 for 2.
Well, you dream of leg stump half volleys, don't you?
Yeah.
That's outside leg stump, really. Whether he'd actually given himself a little bit of room outside leg stump, but nicely played.
Price. And again, over the wicket and bowls, and forward comes Weatherly, plays to mid-off, fielded by Daniel Hughes, the Australian, the only overseas player that Sussex have in their side, and unable to recruit any others during the season. They will have the Indian Jadev Anukat, who will be joining them for Championship cricket when that gets underway in, well, that week or so's time, isn't it? We're back into Championship action.
Yes.
Price.
Yes, Sussex have spent all the money, isn't there? There's no money left to buy players.
Over the wicket bowls, and up on his toes is whether he plays to mid-on. And again, Tamel Mills, I just wonder whether there was really a single there, but Mills is in and fields the ball. Another single, well taken by Weatherly. Just watching Joe Weatherly run, he'll probably get run out now, but it just strikes me that he's got good intent when he's running, Joe Weatherly. He goes to 20, and the Hawks do 34 for 2.
Well, I think that's where experience comes in, because it's not always easy to go out there and go crush, bang, wallop. Sussex started off well here. You've got to find another way just to keep the scoreboard ticking. It might not be ticking over as quickly as you want it to, but you have to find it and get it ticking somehow.
Price again. Runs away from us in bright sunshine here in Southampton. Bowls. Oh, what a catch that is by Tom Price. My word, that is spectacular. It was drilled by Tom Price. Back to Tom Price, who had to leap high to his left-hand side, and he managed to hang on to it. What a return to cricket, having been out for so many weeks with this ankle injury. And that is a wonderful caught and bowled. Prest is on his way for 5, and Tom Price picks up his first wicket in T20 cricket for Sussex.
Wow. He had no right to hold on to that. I don't think Tom Prest middled it by any stretch of the imagination. I think there was a little bit too much bounce. It just looked as though Prest had decided to hit through the ball no matter what. And it just bounced a little bit. It got high on the bat, which means it didn't come out of the middle. But even so, taking nothing away from that catch, that is absolutely superb. And it's one of those, as a batter, you think, how did he get hold of that? How did he keep hold of it?
There was a very similar catch actually taken. I saw there was a televised game the other night between Derbyshire and Leicestershire, and Martin Anderson, who used to be at Middlesex, he got a fantastic caught and bowled as well in that game. That wasn't drilled quite as hard. Let's watch it again. Oh my word, and he got both hands on it as well.
Both feet were off the ground at the same time. That's a great catch.
That was a remarkable catch.
So Liam Dawson is the new batter, and he absolutely lit up the Utilita Bowl on Friday night in the win against Surrey. 76 not out off just 44 deliveries, elevated to number 5, and he's been elevated again here this evening.
So, Tom Price in and bowls to Liam Dawson, who hammers that away. My word, he is in good form. Well, first ball, that's almost gone for 6. It bounced about a couple of feet inside the ropes, and he almost nonchalantly just picked that one up. It's timed the ball beautifully down towards long on. Beautiful shot by Liam Dawson to get underway. But that's a player who's in form.
Well, do you know what? Listen, I'll tell you a little story, right? I mean, the bloke, without being unkind, couldn't buy a run in Championship cricket. Couldn't buy a run. And as you know, he's retired from Championship cricket. And then he played that innings the other night. And one question I didn't ask him, but I saw him at Merchant Taylor's School. And I said, before the game, I said, do you know what? There was one question I really wanted to ask you after that game. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Tom Price comes in to bowl to Liam Dawson. He's in the bowls, and Lawson plays this onto the onside. Sussex have moved a fielder back to that leg side boundary, and Dawson just takes a single. So end of the over, end of the power play. The Hampshire Hawks are 39 for 3, so 10 off the over. Liam Dawson is on 5, Joe Weatherly is on 20.
And I said to him, the one question I forgot to ask you, I said, how on earth can you play as badly as you've been playing in the Championship and then go out and thrash the ball all around and look $1 million? And he said, you could have asked me that. I said, it wouldn't have been a problem, because he's like that, to be fair. But he said, it's a different game, white ball, you're looking to be positive, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. And he was fine with that. And when I was walking over there to do the after-match interview, I thought, that's the question I'm going to ask him, because he doesn't mind that. And it was the one question I forgot. I mean, I would have phrased it slightly differently. How comes you can't buy a run in Championship cricket and yet you...
Yeah, well, Well, that was a super shot, wasn't it?
Right. Danny Briggs.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I haven't said that name for a while. In fact, the last time I said that name was in the Global Super League in Guyana a couple of winters ago when he returned to play for Hampshire in that competition. He's on with his left arm spin as he plays it on the onside, does Liam Dawson. And Hampshire move on to 40 for 3. Yes, very popular man here.
Yeah.
Played between 2010 and 2015 in the T20s. He played 98 matches in total in T20 cricket for Hampshire. 4 of those in that Global Super League. Went to 6 finals with Hampshire and won the T20 Cup twice. As that's a full delivery outside off stump, and Weatherly drives it out to deep cover. It moves on to 22, is that now? 21. 21.
21.
Yeah, 41 for 3.
And he'd have been in the Sussex side as well, but lost to Worcestershire in that final.
All right. Briggs again. There's a thrash on the leg side by Dawson. There is a fielder out at deep backward square leg. Dawson didn't quite get hold of that. It's a bit too full, that one, from Danny Briggs to get underneath it. 42 for 3. Dawson on to 7.
Well, Danny Briggs and Liam Dawson would have played a lot of cricket together and against each other, I guess, down the years.
Yeah, they were one of the golden generation, or 2 of the golden generation. In the air, caught back with a point, and that is the end of Joe Weatherly, who goes for 21. 42 for 4 now, Hampshire, and Danny Briggs has just extended his lead on the all-time list. He's now on to 272 glassed wickets.
The catch was taken by the skipper at backward point. So, well, I guess that's the reason why he gets a lot of wickets in T20 cricket, Danny Briggs. So Weatherly is gone. Actually, coming back to Liam Dawson, Kevin, I remember you and I commentating on a game here when Liam, I think he'd torn his Achilles a few years ago when we were commentating together, and he was summarising.
Yes.
And I remember a Hampshire player, I forget who, dropped a catch, and I was trying to be gracious and said, "Oh, good effort." And Liam turned to me and he said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "He should have caught it." I mean, just because it's a Hampshire player, he wasn't having any of it, you know. He said, "No, Adrian," he said, "he should have caught it."
He doesn't hold back.
No, he didn't.
In fact, sometimes
it was great, you know.
I know. Sometimes I have to suck, through my teeth and go like that when he says things. But no, he says it like it is. That's for sure.
Well,
Tristan Stubbs is the new man.
Sorry, I'm just saying. In BBC, I was trying to be impartial and all the rest of it. Poor fielder, but he was having none of it.
So Tristan Stubbs, who made an immediate impact here the other night, just literally less than 12 hours when he got off the plane from the IPL. 69 not out off 42 in the win against Essex here. Great start to his Hampshire stint, and 31 in the next game against Surrey. He's a mighty fine player, is this man. Is it me? It is. That's pushed out onto the offside, and there is no run. A South African T20 winner with the Sunrisers Eastern Cape in the winter. Delhi Capitals, the team he played for, didn't. I think they finished about mid-table in the IPL, but he was playing on the Sunday, and then appeared on the Tuesday for Hampshire. They had only arrived the night before. Stubbs pushes that back to Danny Briggs. Good first over from the former Hampshire and Warwickshire man. Now back at Sussex for a second spell. 42 for 4.
Well, he would know James Coles very well as well then, Tristan Stubbs, because that's where James Coles spent his winter as well, and they won that competition. And that was really the competition where James Coles made his name in the winter, without being disrespectful in any way. Not a lot of people had heard of James before he went over there. Yeah. And he did really well. He had some man of the match performances, which really elevated him, and was the primary reason that he got such a good price in the 100.
Camera's just panning around the crowd. There was somebody earlier that didn't want to be seen. Covering their face.
It's not a Coldplay concert, is it? Dear, oh dear. Change of bowling. Tom Price, having picked up that wicket with that terrific caught and bowled, has been replaced by Danny Lamb, who's going to come in from the hotel end, coming in to bowl to Liam Dawson. Well, I thought he was going to bowl, but well, the music was still playing. I'm not sure Liam Dawson was quite ready, to be honest. So Danny Lamb's got to wander back to his mark. 42 for 4. And this is a big partnership now for Hampshire, with Stubbs and Dawson at the wicket. In comes Lamb. That's a poor ball. He rather gets away with that, does Danny Lamb. That was short and wide outside the off stump, and Liam Dawson chopped the ball away down to the fielder who's patrolling the cover boundary. 1 to the total, goes to 43 for 4. Liam Dawson is on to 8. I mean, these two are fine strikers, but I guess there's a bit of rebuilding needs to be done here, really.
100%. Oh, gosh, yeah. Still Hilton Cartwright to come. There's plenty of batting, James Fuller. That's the good news from a Hampshire point of view, but a little disappointing that they've lost 4 wickets so quickly.
Lamb is back to his mark. John Simpson, the wicketkeeper for Sussex, standing up to the stumps as in comes Lamb to bowl to Stubbs, who's back and carves this one away through the offside. There's runs, there's going to be 4 runs here. That's far too wide and too short, really, from Danny Lamb, and it was meat and drink to Tristan Stubbs, who just timed the ball beautifully away through extra cover for 4 runs. He found the gap as well. That's a nice way to get off the mark. He's on to 4, and Hampshire Hawks on to 47 for 4.
Well, Tristan Stubbs, over his 183 matches to date in T20, strikes at 141 per 100 balls, which is very, very good indeed. In fact, in the 3 games he's played for Hampshire, he's actually striking it slightly better than that.
Lamb in again, bowls. That's a better delivery from Danny Lamb, and Stubbs just eases the ball down the ground to long on, where Henry Crocombe emerges from just down below us in the fields, claps his hands. 1 more to the total. Stubbs goes to 5. Hampshire Hawks are 48 for 4. The floodlights are on. Listening to live cricket on the BBC as in comes Danny Lamb running away from us. In and bowls. Dawson plays that to short extra covers. A good stop in there by Daniel Hughes. Prevents anything more than a single. I think Danny Lamb was a little lucky to get away with that, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Danny Lamb as a bit of a bustling medium pacer, but to me he looks more like he's getting towards Benny Howell sort of territory, where he's sort of trying to bowl this cutter and that sort of.
I would agree.
He looks like he's slowed up a little bit.
Yep. In comes Lamb, bowls. Played down to fine leg, fielded down in the distance there by, I think that's Tom Alsop all the way out there. Picks up a single. The 50 is up for Hampshire in the 8th over. With Albert Vince, Weatherly impressed, already back in the pavilion, and these two just looking to rebuild the innings. Lamb, final ball of his opening over in over the wicket, bowls and played onto the onside. They've taken 1 as Liam Dawson, fielded there by, I think that's Jack Leaning who fields the ball. And 1 more to the total. So end of the 8th over, the Hampshire Hawks are 51 for 4 with Liam Dawson on 10, Tristan Stubbs on 6.
So just to repeat, Toby Albert for 1, James Vince for 8, Tom Prest 5, Joe Weatherly for 21 on his 100th T20 appearance for Hampshire. The men that have been and gone, it's a bit of a rebuilding job here for Hampshire. And it's been a good start for Sussex here, looking for just their 2nd win in 4 matches. 12 matches in the group this year as opposed to 14. As Danny Briggs bowls his 2nd over with his left arm spinners. Left arm dance, I should probably say. As Dawson plays him out on the offside. Dawson's 10, Stubbs is 6. Sun shining brightly on the scoreboard away to our left. Briggs bowls a very full delivery. Dawson can't work it away on the onside, comes off the bottom of the bat. Dawson 10 off 9 here. Briggs, a wily old campaigner now. It's impossible to believe that Danny Briggs is 35.
Yeah.
First time I saw Danny Briggs on the Isle of Wight, he was about 10 playing cricket. Cried at the end of the game, that one. In that one. That's cut away, and it's a top edge. It's gone safely through the vacant 3rd man area for 4.
Which club did he play for on the Isle of Wight, Kevin?
So we had a game on the Isle of Wight. It was 1999. It was actually during my benefit year, funny enough. And we played at Ventnor.
Right.
And do you remember Cricket Max? No, you don't, right. It was a forerunner of T20. Martin Crowe tried to start this format of this sort of cricket, really, but it was zones on a field. That's played away on the onside by Dawson for a single. So if you hit it straight and it went over the boundary, it was something like an 8 or something, or a 10 or whatever, I don't know, but it was, and the field was sort of marked in zones.
Okay.
And it was, he tried to sort of take it off, and we played this Cricket Max game just to, see what it was like. And it was all right, actually, but of course T20 came along about 4 years later. As Stubbs works Briggs up to deep mid-off, 57 for 4. Anyway, Danny Briggs played in this game. They all said, oh, can we play Danny? He's only 10. He's an up-and-coming left-arm spinner. And he was so overwhelmed because he played against a Hampshire side. At the end of the day, he was crying with emotion. Now, he will hate to be reminded of that, but there is actually footage of that from BBC South Today.
Well
of that interview. He was interviewed after the game and he was crying. That's in the air, but safe through extra cover. Liam Dawson will pick up 4 runs, moves on to 19, 61 for 4.
Be annoyed with himself there, Danny Briggs, because he likes to get out of an over with a dot ball if he can. He's slightly over-pitched, and Liam Dawson was onto that in a flash. And played the ball beautifully away for extra cover for 4 runs. Oh, great story. 61 for 4, as Kevin says at the end of the over. So that was an over that cost 10 runs from Danny Briggs. 9 overs gone. Danny Lamb's going to carry on bowling from the hotel end. I've played at Ventnor.
Have you?
Yeah, when we played there, they had an artificial track.
I think there is an artificial one as well there.
Yeah, we used to go on cricket tour.
Oh, right.
And we played there. We also played at a place called Brystone.
Right, yeah.
Northwood, I think we played at.
Yes, Northwood, yes.
In comes Lamb over the wicket, bowls, and attempt to pull it away on the leg side from Tristan Stubbs, but he's got an outside edge. The ball's ended up down at third man. Nonetheless, he goes through for a single. He goes to 7, and the Hampshire Hawks to 62 for 4.
Yeah, Northwood's not far out of Cows, is it? If I remember rightly.
It's a long time ago now. Yeah, great, great. And I also remember going and seeing, when we were on holiday with my parents years and years ago, a charity match. It was at Shanklin Cricket Club.
Shanklin, that's 2 levels, isn't it?
Barry Richards was playing for
really?
Hampshire at the time, so that's a long time ago.
Oh, my word, yes, that's...
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was packed. I remember it was holiday, it was August time, and
yeah.
Some sort of charity or testimonial game, and in comes Lamb, bowls, and played into the offside. There was probably a single there, actually. He decided not to take it, fielded by Daniel Hughes in short extra cover. There is no run.
It's so like having Benny Howell back watching Danny Lamb bowl.
Yes, no, I would agree. It's a great description. Yeah. Just sort of the pace that he's bowled. Hasn't featured in the championship at all. He spent the first few weeks of the season as 12th man in the squad. In comes Lamb, bowl, short, pulled away onto the onside, fielded at deep mid wicket by... Set out there. I think that's Jack Leaning, is it?
Harrison Ward.
Harrison Ward, is it? Sorry. Way out in the distance. Good spot.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to bowl cutters all the time here. He's trying to bowl off cutters, but sort of quick off cutters. 63 for 4. Harrison Ward in the side as a replacement for Tom Clark, who misses out with injury tonight. In comes Lamb, bowls and drilled, parried by Danny Lamb. He got a hand to it and took some of the pace off the ball. And just a single footed down below us by Jack Leaning, who comes trotting in from long off. So 1 more to the total. Dawson on 20, Stubbs is on 9. Liam Dawson just retaking his guard. John Simpson standing up to the stumps. In comes Lamb, over the wicket, bowls, and Dawson thrashes this one away through the offside. There's at least 1 here. They're going to come back for the second. A bit of fielding out on the boundary by James Coles. But it's 2 more to Liam Dawson, who goes on to 22 off of just 15 deliveries. Hampshire Hawks on to 66 for 4. What do you make of the pitch, Kevin? Well, it looks like the ball's not probably coming on as much as the players would like, but that's not surprising with all the rain we've had.
Lamb in again, bowl. Too short, pulled away by Stubbs down to deep backward square, fielded out there by Tom Alsop, who gets in the throw. 1 more to the total. That's the end of the 10th over, so halfway through the Hampshire innings here. They are 67 for 4 with Stubbs on 9, Dawson on 23. The men are Albert for 1, Vince for 8, Weatherly for 21, Prest for 5. Tamal Mills with a wicket, James Coles, Danny Briggs and Tom Price. So the wicket shed around, probably the most spectacular of those. A terrific caught and bowled by Tom Price, who had Tom Prest caught and bowled for 5.
Few school children in the crowd. Obviously the first week back after half term hasn't deterred too many of them. Good to see. The crowd is a bit down on what we had last Friday. It was a great crowd, I have to say. Very boisterous, fantastic atmosphere. A little bit more subdued tonight, but I think the start of the Hampshire innings hasn't helped. They're certainly going to need a far better last 10 overs than they've had the first 10 overs. The first half of this innings has belonged to Sussex. So we've got Henry Crocombe back. First over went for 11. And he's going to be bowling to Liam Dawson. Right arm over from the pavilion end. Bowls, and Dawson cuts that away. He's gone very quickly down to third man for 4. There is a man on the 30-yard circle around that area, but it's gone too quickly, far too quickly.
Too much whip there from Henry Crocombe, and with the third man fairly wide, once he got past the fielder at backward point, there was really no chance of cutting that off. Good shot from Liam Dawson, but he had room to swing his arms at that, and the ball whistled away down to the boundary. Good shot, not a great delivery. Dawson
on 27 from 17, 71 for 4, gets a length ball. Dawson plays it back to the bowler.
That was much better, wasn't it? Much better delivery.
Well, he's a good pace.
Yes,
he does get a bit of bounce in that sort of area. That's difficult for the batter. If you're looking to just nudge it away, that's difficult. You've actually got to play a T20 shot to that if you really want to make a statement. Interesting to see what Dawson does. The trouble is Hampshire is still hampered by those early wickets. As Crocombe bowls, he's gone for that one this time. Doesn't quite get hold of it. Couple of bounces out to deep mid wicket. I thought Dawson might look at that length ball. 28 he moves on to, 72 for 4, halfway through over number 11. Sunshine is still out, which is great news. And in fact, as I look over from where the weather comes from, over the Shane Warne stand, about 1 or 2 o'clock as we look, it's really probably good. About as much blue sky as we've seen at any point
I agree.
Today. In fact, looking all around, there's an awful lot of blue sky, which is great news.
Yep.
72 for 4. We need a Tristan Stubbs special here, and Liam Dawson and Hilton Cartwright as well. Stubbs and Cartwright the other night put on 70 in the last 4 overs. Sorry, it was absolute carnage. Hampshire could do with something similar. Stubbs is off the back foot, steers that to extra cover. Shadows across the playing area, and only Tristan Stubbs in sunlight now. Shadows making it way right to left as we look. 5 off the over so far. Stubbs is 9 from 9. He started reasonably slowly actually as well in Friday night. Took him a little while to get going. Once he got going, it was no stopping him. Wrapped on the pad. I think that's going down the leg side. Throw will come in at the bowler's end. Stubbs is home. Just hurried onto that.
Yeah, well,
Stubbs.
Decent shout, I think. I think he was probably beaten for pace.
Yeah. Might just have been angled into the right-hander as well. You're right, he's a little bit quicker than he looks, Henry Crocombe.
Well, there was a few raised eyebrows when we were at the Oval for the Championship match, and 1 or 2 people sort of came in and said, oh, who's this who's bowling for Sussex? He does bowl at a good speed, Henry Crocombe, well over 80 miles an hour.
2 wickets, make it 3 wickets in this year's competition so far for him. Dawson again tries to hit a good length ball on the onside. He gets hold of that a little bit more, and it's gone just wider mid-on for 4. Gambled on the length ball again there, Liam Dawson. And Stubbs is obliged. Wasn't a bad ball. Dawson just got himself into position early. 77 for 4, 11 gone.
10 off the over from Henry Crocombe, and Tamel Mills will just be keen to bring some control. This looks to me like it might be James Coles coming back into the attack from the hotel end of the ground. As I say, very unusual to see James wearing a cap. Normally you can spot him by his white floppy sun hat, but he's reverted to cap tonight. So we're going to get James Coles, who's going to bowl his 3rd over from the hotel end. His opening 2 overs just cost 7 runs.
I'm just wondering if that's something to do with the wind, because I've just noticed there that Ben Debenham's cap, the one that he's wearing, the umpire blew off just then. Right. I mean, in fact, you can see James Coles there. You can see that it is quite blustery out there. I'm looking at a couple of the flags away to our left. They're blowing away.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and the trees actually. Now looking at it, you see the trees outside the ground are swaying away in the breeze. Anyway, in comes Coles. He's going to bowl to Tristan Stubbs, who will know from his exploits in the winter. He's in and bowls, and Stubbs plays a very correct shot straight down the ground, fielded down below us by Jack Leaning. It's just a single to Tristan Stubbs. Hampshire going to 78 for 4. Stubbs goes into double figures. He's on 10 off 11 deliveries, but Liam Dawson looking very much the danger man. He's 32 off just 20 deliveries. As Coles pauses at the end of his run, he comes in off 5 or 6 paces, just James Coles. Left arm around the wicket, bowls, and Dawson places wristily onto the onside, picks up a single, but that's all it'll be. Fielded there by, who's that come running in? Harrison Ward, who fields, keeps it to a single. Dawson goes to 33. And now Tristan Stubbs retakes his guard and waits as James Coles is in again. Around the wicket bowls and let go outside the off stump by Stubbs through to keeper Simpson. No wide given.
Don't see too many leaves, do you,
No,
these
you don't.
days? It's a
That
collector's item.
Yes, it was. I mean, there was I said he leaves it, and I thought, what am I saying? But he did leave it. Coles again. That's a little shorter and thrashed away by Stubbs through the offside, and that's a good shot. A little bit too much width there from James Coles, and cut away firmly through backward point by Tristan Stubbs. He goes to 14, and James Coles just a little annoyed with himself there that he gave a bit too much width to the South African. 85 for 4.
It's really nicely timed. I think for a lot of players that was 2 runs. He's managed to find it all the way to the rope.
Coles in again, bowled a little quicker, and Stubbs plays it into short extra cover. There is no run, fielded there by Daniel Hughes. James Coles will be looking to get out of this over. The last over cost 10 runs for Sussex, 6 off this over so far. Coles waits and is in bowls. Stubbs works this one through the infield. He just picks up the 1 as Henry Crocom's very quickly in, fields the ball. Good over by James Coles, just the 7 runs coming off of it. Sussex will settle for that at the end of the over. Hampshire Hawks are 83 for 4. That's the end of the 12th over with Stubbs on 14, Dawson on 33. But these two really rebuilding the innings, because at one stage when Joe Weatherly was out, Hampshire were 42 for 4.
So these two are put on 42.
They have, yeah.
Yes, they need to put on a few more, along with Hilton Cartwright to come, James Fuller to come, for Hampshire to really put pressure on this Sussex reply. Stubbs and Dawson having a chat in there in the middle. 2 vastly experienced players in this form of the game. Just shows you don't need to go crash bang wallop straight away. I mean, this 42-run partnership has come off 32 balls, but it's been very measured in lots of ways. As Danny Briggs is into the attack once more, turned away on the onside by Stubbs, who just feels as though he's playing very much within himself at the moment. A runner ball 16, 85 for 4 at the start of the 13th.
You wonder if these two are together with kind of 5 overs to go, and perhaps they'll really put their foot to the floor.
Well, we saw the other night, as I mentioned, Cartwright and Stubbs putting on 70 off the last 4 overs. 80-run partnership off about 30-odd balls it was. There's a cut shot to backward a point, not really timed, more off the top edge from Dawson. Picks up a single, moves on to 35.
Good stop that actually by Tamel Mills, who's a big man, to get down quickly to his right-hand side to prevent anything more than a single.
34, I tell a lie, from Dawson. Here's Briggs to Stubbs, who tries to make room, hits it out to extra cover for a single.
Oh!
Ooh. Overthrows. Oh! Thought it was going to go all the way to the rope, but not.
That was sloppy. That was Daniel Hughes. I mean, he got round quickly, got to the ball, but a wild throw, and lucky that Sussex were alert then, because John Simpson had no chance of stopping that.
Bonus run, 88 for 4, halfway through the 13th. Danny Briggs is 1 for 17, halfway through his 3rd.
Ooh.
Now there's a hoik on the leg side, that's 6. And that's gone over the tunnel area, and it's hit one of the broadcast vans, I think. Our cameraman to our left is looking slightly concerned. In fact, it looks like he's texting his mates just to make sure they're okay.
Good shot.
Maybe he isn't.
However, though, Kevin, really, he shouldn't have been on strike, because they took the extra run for the overthrow. So Sussex punished in some there.
50 partnership between these two now. Stubbs moves on to 24. 36 balls, 52 runs these two have put on, taking Hampshire on to 94 for 4. As full delivery is driven up to mid-off by Stubbs. Deep mid-off it is. Dawson says no, we're not coming back for 2.
Tom Alsop's very quick across the ground. You'd know well from his time here at Hampshire.
That's right, yeah. Played T20 cricket between 2016 and 2021 for Hampshire. Left-hander. Done well for you guys. Been a good move for him.
He's a very nice guy as well. He's done a bit of commentary for us this season, Tom. He's a good guy.
Last ball of the 13th coming up, and Dawson strokes that out to extra cover. Actually times it too well. It's gone too quickly to the fielder. It's a dot ball. End of the over. 7 to do. Hampshire 95 for 4. Slowly but surely looking a little better than they were.
Yeah, 12 off that over. Could have been a lot worse for Sussex, actually. You know, Danny Briggs getting out of the over without any further damage, but you know, that misfield and Tristan Stubbs back on strike, hitting a big 6, and it's just those small margins, isn't it, in T20 cricket. feel Hampshire are just starting to up the ante a little. Interesting to see what Tamel Mills does now. You know, he's bringing Danny Lamb back into the attack from the hotel end of the ground. 2 overs for 15. He's coming into bowl to the right-handed Tristan Stubbs. He's in and bowls. Stubbs hammers that one down the ground. Too long on. Down below us, Henry Crocombe emerges and fields. Throws the ball to John Simpson. 1 more to Stubbs. He goes to 26. Hampshire to 96 for 4. Lamb up to his mark. Only 4 men allowed inside the 30-yard circle at this stage. And in fact, Sussex need to bring another one up, don't they? Where's the...
No, they've got 3 on the offside, 1 on the leg.
Oh yes, sorry, I couldn't see that. Someone's moving behind the bowler's arm, which is the reason for the delay. Yeah, they've got a sort of a short third man, an extra cover, and then a man at short fine leg. I'm not sure quite why there's a delay, but
somebody won't move.
Liam Dawson is clearly not very happy. Oh, I think it's a steward.
Oh, I've just worked out what it means when you touch your shirt. It means somebody who's got a high-vis jacket on.
Yeah.
That took a while, even for me, to work out, let alone the steward.
Comes Lamb, bowls, and Dawson takes one hand off the bat, plays it down to deep backward point, fielded out in the distance there by James Coles. Yeah. 1 more to Liam Dawson. He goes to 35, 97 for 4 in the 14th of the 20 overs.
Obviously a steward that wasn't at the briefing before the game. Yeah. Don't move behind the bowler's arm.
In comes Lamb. Oh, that's a horrible delivery. Wide outside the off stump, and that's the first wide of the evening, by my reckoning. And that was wide, taken by John Simpson, the wicket-keeper, standing up. Sussex have been pretty disciplined with their bowling this evening. Pretty certain that's the first wide.
I think you're right.
As Lamb is back to his mark.
Yeah, it's been 1 leg by, it's the only other extra.
In and bowls, and hammered through the offside. Well, he didn't see that. The fielder on the edge of the circle. It was absolutely belted away through the covers by Tristan Stubbs. That was going like a rocket. The fielder there didn't pick it at all. I'm not sure if that's James Coles. It was hit very hard. And the 100 up for Hampshire. Good shot.
Yeah. From here, there doesn't look too much of a gap between those 2 players, but he's found it. It was catchable high.
I mean, they've got the fielders there for exactly that shot. He's in his Lamb again. Bowls, slow delivery, drilled down the ground. That's going all the way. Well, Tristan Stubbs is starting to move through the gears here. Over pitch, and Stubbs just drills the ball straight down the ground. Over long off for 6 runs, and this is turning into an expensive over for Sussex.
Well, this is just the start, really, hopefully from a Hampshire point of view, but this is what Stubbs did the other night. Just took his time a little bit. Just sort of some sort of idea about what we're looking at. Mills is switching ends. Is it you or me? I can't remember.
It's a you.
It's me. Dawson goes big over mid-wicket, or does he go big enough? Fielder comes in, and oh, he's lost it. The fielder completely lost it in the sun.
Yeah.
Deep mid-wicket was running around, and I thought he was going for it, and deep backward square leg, the ball landed about 2 feet in front of him, never moved.
Didn't see it, did he? It's Henry Crocombe out there, and clearly had no idea. James Coles could see. You can see Henry Crocombe is standing right in the sun. James Coles was racing around the boundary. Yeah. Tamel Mills is not impressed.
Well, it is difficult. I mean, because the sun is very low on the horizon away to our right, and that's exactly where Crocombe's looking. In fact, even with a cap on, he's shielding his face. Just to emphasise to everybody in the ground, look, I couldn't see. He's lucky it didn't hit him on the head. Dawson tries to heave away on the leg side, misses. Sorry, it's Cartwright. He moves on to 4. Dawson's 52, 129 for 5. I mean, I'm not joking. Another 2 feet further on, that would have hit him straight on the top of the head.
Well, he just couldn't see it at all, could he? I mean, you can see him now. He's standing there, shielding his eyes against the sun. What if he might be better advised, actually, just to move a couple of yards to his left, at least he'd be able to see the ball.
Yeah. Well, there is a trick to it, but it's not easy. But what you try and do when the ball's up in the air is you try and turn sideways to the sun. Okay, so the sun then is over your right shoulder, or over your left shoulder, depending on which way you want to do it, and try and take the ball like that. But of course, it's easy when you think about it. When the ball's actually being hit to you, you don't always think that. Now, that's a hit on the onside, and it's gone over the boundary for 6 runs from Hilton Cartwright.
Good response, this, from Hampshire. At one stage, 42 for 4. combination of Stubbs, Dawson and now Cartwright, and Sussex just need to make sure they keep this under control.
Well, they had just 42 after the first 7 overs, and here we are, halfway through the 17th, and they've got 135. So they're not far off 100, are they?
Yeah, he's just put up his third man. Sorry, Kevin, up to inside the circle. I've got now a long off and a long on.
Yeah, the sun is still shining away to our right, so Crocombe has still got problems there at deep backward square leg. He's trying to shield his face still as Mills comes in, left arm over. Cartwright tries to cut, misses.
That was quick.
Still a good pace, Tamel Mills,
yeah,
isn't
he does, yeah.
Even though he's 33 years of age these days.
Yeah, his quick ball is still a quick ball.
It is,
Well, he will have another over. I mean, it's still impressive figures from Tamel. He's got 2 more balls remaining of his third over, figures of 1 for 18. It's a question of who Sussex are going to find the other 2 overs from.
2 more balls left of this, the 17th over. He's coming in, bowling to Hilton Cartwright again. Cartwright hits that in the air, could be caught at extra cover, and he's put down. Ooh, well, that may be costly.
That's Daniel Hughes, that's a poor drop.
I think the ball might, that doesn't help as well when you get that. That ball just died on him a little bit. That never came out anywhere near out the middle of the bat of Cartwright. I think it might just have died on Hughes, hence why he put it down.
He had it though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. I mean, you would expect to take that.
No, definitely.
I'm just trying to give him an excuse. I'm trying to give him a way out. 136 for 5. Dawson back on strike. He's 52 not out from 34.
Dropped on 10.
There's Mills from the pavilion end. Left arm over in. Dawson hits it. Has he hit it enough? Is it going over mid-on? No, it's not. It's caught on the boundary. Dawson goes for 52, and Hampshire lose their 6th wicket with a score on 136.
Jack Leading taking the catch. Well, that's a big wicket because Liam Dawson was looking very, very dangerous, and having been hit for a 6 in the over, a drop catch, it was just looking like one of those overs that can suddenly define a match. Jack Leading keeping his concentration and taking the catch on the long on boundary. It was straight down his throat, to be honest. I mean, he'd be mortified if he'd have dropped that. But great applause for Liam Dawson. That's another really good innings in T20 cricket.
Now the new man will be James Fuller, another good clean striker of the ball. He strikes at 141 per 100 in his career. So it could be the Fuller and Cartwright show in the last 3 overs, which Hampshire and the fans here would dearly love.
Now, so it's the end of the 17th over, 136 for 6. It's going to be, I think, Danny Lamb who's going to bowl the next over. 3 overs, 1 for 29 for Danny Lamb. So 2 comparatively new batters. There's Lamb. He's going to bowl from the hotel end of the ground. Danny Lamb wants a change in his field, just moving his fielder at deep point more to a deep cover. As in comes Lamb over the wicket, bowled, hammered down the ground by Cartwright, fielded down below us by Henry Crocombe, who gets in the throw. Just a single to Hilton Cartwright. He goes to 12, Hampshire to 137 for 6, which brings the new man James Fuller on strike. He can hit a long ball as well, can't he, James Fuller?
He certainly can. Could do with a few tonight. I think Hampshire are a good 20 runs behind where they'd like to be, ideally.
And again, over the wicket bowls, too short, pulled away. Lucky to get away with that. He's pulled straight down the ground to Henry Crocombe, who fields down below us and gets in the throw. So just a single. Off, Danny Lamb, 138 for 6.
Fuller hasn't done a lot of batting, really. Batted in the first game, made 7, didn't bat in the next 3.
Hilton Cartwright, maybe the onus on Hilton Cartwright here. He's the man who's in 12 off 9 deliveries. He waits as Lamb is in again, bowls, and Cartwright he's skewed that one. Is he going to be caught at backward point? No, he's not. It's gone over the head of backward point. Is he going to get a That's a rather fortunate single fielded there by Tom Price. Cartwright goes to 13, 139 for 6. Just the 3 singles off the over so far. Sussex will be pleased with the way that this over has gone. Danny Lamb in his final over. Coming into bowl to James Fuller. 1 not out, Fuller. Lamb moves in, bowls, and Fuller plays this to extra cover. Fielded there by Daniel Hughes. 4 singles off the over. 140 for 6th in the 18th over. And a good over from Danny Lamb so far. Sussex would settle for this.
The ball's just sort of holding in the turf. He's actually quite difficult to get away. At that pace, you think he should be pumped out of the park, but it's not that easy.
Oh, Lamb in and runs straight through. Now, I'm not sure whether the umpire, I'm not sure quite whether Hilton Cartwright wasn't ready or quite, but he was almost in his delivery stride, was Danny Lamb. Either way, he's now wandering back to his mark. John Simpson, the keeper, standing up to the stumps. 3 men saving, 1 on the offside, 1 on the leg. As Lamb is in over the wicket, bowls short, pulled away by Cartwright onto the leg side, and that's gone all the way for. Has that gone all the way for 6? Yes, it has. I think it has. I think the umpire's just waiting for confirmation that it has gone for 6 runs. That was a good pick-up from Hilton Cartwright. He's gone away over backward square leg. I think the umpire's just waiting to make. Yeah, it was definitely a 6. So Cartwright goes to 19 off 11, 146 for 6.
Just a little too short, really, at that pace.
Yeah, it was.
Just gives the batter too much time to pick the spot off once the ball's bounced on the pitch.
There are 2 men out on that leg side boundary. Bisected the pair of them. In comes Lamb again. Bowls. Cartwright's back. Hammers this one down the ground. I didn't see where that went, actually.
Mid-wicket.
Thanks very much, Kevin, who saw where the ball went. End of the over. 146 for 6. 2 overs remaining in the innings. Hilton Cartwright is on 16. James Fuller is on 4. Danny Lamb has finished his spell. He's bowled 4 overs and has taken 1 for 39.
Yeah, I know you'll be a little bit disappointed towards the end there, but the top is, bowling cutters is not easy. Keeping your fingers behind the seam up is fine, but of course it's a little bit too predictable. Bowling cutters where the ball's holding into the turf, not always easy to bowl a ball exactly where you want it to be. So a couple of times he's dropped short, especially that second to last delivery. But I think overall he's got to be happy with those figures.
Yes, I think so. Interesting to see who's going to bowl the last over, because Tamel Mills is going to bowl the penultimate over. So he's got a choice. He's got Crocombe, Price.
Who would you go with?
Great question.
I'd go Crocombe, I think. I don't know why. Here's Mills then, left arm over, 2 for 19 from his 3 so far, and Cartwright doesn't really time that. Fuller doesn't really time that as that goes up to mid-on. Well, you'd hope that in the last 11 balls that one of these 2, if they're going to be here towards the end or right at the end, can get at least 2 or 3 sixes. They're both more than capable of that. Doesn't feel like an easy night to be hitting the maximums.
No, I was going to say that. I mean,
it's been 6 so far in the Hampshire innings. 6 sixes, 1 from Weatherly, 1 from Dawson, 2 from Stubbs, and 2 so far from Cartwright. That's a good delivery, full outside the off stump. Cartwright can do no more than dig it up towards deep mid-off, or up around that area anyway. That's a good delivery from Tamal Mills, who's used to bowling in these late stages, isn't he? Especially in the 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
The years he's had with Southern Brave, him and Chris Jordan, absolute wonder bowlers in the death. Well, they call them sets in the 100, so I won't say overs.
And
he'll the death sets.
Yeah, and he'll know how important this is now, just to keep this score, within reach of Sussex.
Yeah. 148 for 6 then. 10 balls remain of the Hampshire innings. Recovered somewhat from a poor start as Mills bowls, and that's pulled away on the leg side by Fuller. Looks as they got in that shot a little bit too early. Didn't really time it. Fuller moves on to 4 from 4. 149 for 6 Hampshire.
I mean, clearly it's still very early stages of the competition, but with only the 12 games this season, though Sussex is 4th, if you lose 3 of your first 4 and you're already down 2 points as well, you're really coming from behind with only 8 games remaining. So Sussex really need to win this tonight.
Yeah, I think Sussex could do with a win more than Hampshire, but of course We don't see it that way here on the Utilita. As Mills is in. And Bowles, he pulls that away, it's off the glove, goes over the keeper, and that's going to be 4 runs. Short delivery, Cartwright surprised a little bit, got on it late, hence why it hit the glove, but with the pace it's taken it high over John Simpson's head for 4.
And it's funny how this competition works out, Kevin. I remember last year you coming down to Hove and you said to me, if we don't win tonight, we're out of this. And you won, went on a roll, got all the way to finals day, and
amazing how it goes.
Yeah, it is. And I remember Essex doing it a few years before that as well. So, you can get on a roll in this competition. Very
easily. It's not how you start it, is it? It's how you get through the later stages of the group.
Yeah.
Right, Mills comes in, 153 for 6, the 150 up for Hampshire here as he comes in, left arm over again. It's off bottom edge through to Simpson. Again, it's a good delivery from Mills, pacey delivery. Actually, it might have been slower ball, that one, actually. So Hampshire winning this game last year, as I was mentioning, chasing 167. 2 years ago, Sussex won by 7 runs, making 184 for 8. Hampshire falling just short of that. Hampshire winning the previous 3 in the years since COVID. So we're looking at you need 170.
Yeah,
probably Hampshire. They're not too far away from that. It looked a million miles away in the first few overs. 1 ball left of the 19th over. And it is Cartwright on 24 facing Mills, who comes in, left arm over, and bowls way outside off stump. That's got to be a wide. And it's not called a wide. Borderline, but a dot ball. 153 for 6.
Well, just 7 runs coming off of the over. Tamel Mills has done his job, the Sussex skipper. 4 overs. He's taken 2 for 26. So Tamel Mills certainly back into form with the ball, and he bowled very well on Saturday actually against Middlesex. When he took 3 for 31 in his 4 overs. But the big question, well, it is going to be Henry Crocombe, who's going to bowl the final over for Sussex. I only hesitated because Henry is quick, and sometimes, with the quicker bowlers, the ball can fly around the ground. I wonder whether he might go to Tom Price. But he's going to give it to Henry, who has bowled 2 overs, none for 20 at the moment. So what have we got? We've got 3 men saving 1 on the offside. In fact, there's going to be 4... Now, are Sussex behind here on time or something? Because they've got 4 men saving 1 on the offside, and then 4 men on that leg side boundary, 1 man out on the off. So Henry Crocombe with a lot of protection on the leg side as in he comes over the wicket and bowls, hammered away onto the leg side. That's gone for 6. That's a huge blow from James Fuller. It was too short, and James Fuller just stepped back and just smashed the ball over mid wicket for 6 runs. And sometimes that is the danger with the quicker bowler, isn't it? It comes on too quickly, but it disappears as well.
Yeah, and also maybe the last over is not quite the time to be bowling short. Not really.
Crocombe in again, bowls to Fuller. That's a better delivery, well pitched up. There's a throw, comes in, misses the stumps. But Hilton Cartwright, who was running to the striker's end, had run a long way through the crease, so it avoided any overthrow. So just 1 run coming off that. 160 for 6 are Hampshire. And Hilton Cartwright on strike. He's got 24 off 16. Henry Crocombe. He's had a new haircut, Henry. He had that done for the England Lions duty last week. We shall see. I was trying to impress the selectors. Nice short haircut. In comes Henry, running away from us. In and bowls down the leg side. I think that hit the pad actually, so it's not going to be signalled a wide. A leg by. 161 for 6. As the sun disappears, and it gets a little chillier.
Yeah, temperature's dropped quite a bit, hasn't it? Really, I'm glad I wore my fleece tonight.
Yeah, I've got my big coat.
Yeah.
I did.
About an hour ago, I was thinking I've got too much on.
And ridiculous last week when it was 30 odd degrees. It was sweltering up here.
It was.
In comes Crocombe to bowl to James Fuller. He's in and bowls, and Fuller has a good. Oh, he's gone away for 4 byes. Well, that completely deceived John Simpson. I think it deceived everybody. John Simpson, it deceived James Fuller. Might see a replay of that, but Hampshire don't mind how they get them. And 4 byes will be very welcome. Just see this one again. Well, actually, they're leg byes, aren't they? He's hit his pad. It's deflected past John Simpson for 4 runs. So 165 for 6.
It's actually been a good last couple of balls from Crocombe, just cramping the batters up, aiming it into the pads full.
Crocombe in again, bowls.
And
just taken the one. They'll look for two here though as the fielders converge, and they will come back for a second run, fielded by Harrison Ward, who gets in the throw. Not a very good throw, it eludes John Simpson. Two more. So this over has actually cost, is it 15 so far?
14.
14. Yeah, 150. So here we are, final ball of the innings coming up. And it's going to be Henry Crocombe who's going to bowl it. Bowling to James Fuller. 167 for 6. Still those three men back on the leg side boundary as in comes Crocombe. Bowls to Fuller. Heaves that one away. Well, that's gone many a mile. That has gone many a mile. 6 runs over mid-wicket. Well, James Fuller's done his job here, Kevin. 19 of just 9 deliveries. And actually, I think when Hampshire were 42 for 4, they'd have settled for 173 for 6.
Oh, 100%. They were 42 for 4 at the end of the 7th over. And they actually were 77 for 4 at the end of the 11th. So off 9 overs, they've hit 96, somewhere around there. So that is a great comeback, because for a lot of the first half of the innings, Hampshire looked to be well below par. Those early wickets crippled them really. But Tristan Stubbs once more with 36 from 23. And also with Liam Dawson from 52 from 35. And then a quick fire 24 from 17 from Carl.
"25 years of flight. The Hawks are back. Come fly with us."
To Will Jacks, who's picked him up, swung him in the air, will be caught at deep mid-wicket. So Curry's in the game with his first delivery. Been away with England as... Oh, here goes Jason Roy. behave yourself. He's taken this off a length and launched it.
Oh, that's a great shot. It's just
That is naughty.
difficult to describe. As Wood's up again, flat, and it's up in the air, and it could be his running after he's caught him. That's the end of Jason Roy. As Dawson comes in again, and it's just crunched down the ground. It's gone all the way for 6.
Bowling once more to Ollie Pope. Ollie Pope edges through to the keeper, and there's his first T20 wicket for Manny Lumsden. In and bowls, and it's full delivery. It's driven down the ground. It's going for 4 into Sam Curran this time. Curran drives, and that's through extra cover, and that's going to be 4 runs. Just a little bit of width on that delivery from Manny Lumsden.
And Lawrence heaves it up in the air. It's coming in off the boundary, straightforward chance.
Coming in Sam Curran, and that's a good shot from Curran. Just a bit of width on it, and he hasn't tried to hurry his in to Evans. Short, pulled by Evans. Over the top of short, fine, and that's going to run away for 4 runs. So Laurie,
we got Fuller in now, and that's hammered away behind point by Laurie Evans, and that's going for 4 runs. It's Fuller from the pavilion end, bowls. Evans pulls that away. He's going out towards Hilton Cartwright. Start walking to the pavilion.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was very emotional over the far end. Length ball, hoiked away on the leg side. That's a great strike.
To Tom Curran, and Curran's cut this in the air. Good catch at backward point. The wicket comes Lumsden. Now this is picked up, launched into the leg side by Sam Curran. What a catch! Lumsden is in, short, pulled by Jordan Clark into the leg side. He's going to come back for 2 to Dawson's arm. This is run out. Coming around the wicket now is Wood to Jordan Clark, who's picked this up, flicks it away. That'll go for 4. In he comes to Jordan Clark. Oh, he's gone leg side again, and Jordan Clark's picked this one up. Said he could hit a long ball, Jordan Clark. Left arm over the wicket, he's gone again. Leg side, how much is this? Have you got Jordan Clark? An awful lot.
That was all of it.
That's gone all the way into the stand for 6 more. Now, and Clark swung him over long on for 6 more. That's into the hotel. Woods in, slower one, swung away again. Has he got another one here, Jordan Clark? I think he has.
Yusuf again, flying up in the air, good shot. Good shot from Albert. There's no one at long on, and it doesn't matter anyway because it's in, bowls, and again he goes the same way. Is it going to be the same result? Yes, it is. Those 2 6s. Let's see what Majid does. He bowls, and Albert goes straighter. He's hit it straight over where mid-off had come from, and that's gone all the way. It's another 6. Brilliant batting from Toby Albert.
His Topley bowls to Vince, edged, and Drizzy Boy's been caught at the second attempt.
Curran comes in again, short, and is pulled away, clocked away. There's a man coming in. It's a simple catch at deep mid-wicket. Curran in, and it's an inventive shot that's beautifully played by Toby Albert. He just walked to his leg side and he just ramped it over.
Topley bowls. Oh, he's edged through to the keeper, and that's Topley's 2nd wicket, Hampshire's 3rd. Is it me? I can't remember. That's driven through extra cover. Nice start from Liam Dawson. That's why he's there. Didn't bat against Essex, 8 against... Oh, there's a great shot over mid-wicket. Well, we haven't seen this from Liam Dawson this year. We wouldn't do in 4-day cricket, of course you wouldn't, but that is a great pull shot for 6.
There's Clark in again and advances down the pitch. Does Tom press, and he doesn't get all of it, but the ball's running towards the pavilion boundary, and it gets there, and in comes Clark, short and cloth, and it's over the top of the fielder. That's gone for 4 again. Good shot from Tom Press, well controlled.
Bill Jacks around the wicket, he comes again. Now this is swung high into the leg side. Jason Roy's going to try and get to this, but it's going to go soaring.
89 needed by Hampshire as Curran comes in. That's hit away by Prest. It's in the air, called deep cover. Over 2 for 15 for the all-rounder. That's a nice shot down the ground. Tristan Stubbs. Oh, it's got a flat 6.
To Dawson around the wicket. Dawson swings him for 6.
In again now, bowls, and Dawson bangs it up in the air. It's gone all the way through the boundary, through the leg side for 4. Huge cheer as Liam Dawson gets to his 50. In again, moves across his crease, and he's gone miles up in the air. A sweet sounding shot. There's a fielder running around underneath there, and it's gone over the boundary.
It's kept going. As this is short, this is swung, this is away for 6. It was a slower ball. Over the wicket again comes Clark. Dawson swings him again. This could be 6 more, it is. It's over the top of Dan Lawrence.
Going in again, Bowles waiting, he's smashed that up in the air, but there's a fielder running round and it's been taken.
And here we go with Sean Abbott, Bowles, and it's a low fall toss, it's smacked down to the ground, and that is the win. Hilton Cartwright
Shot.
with the winning hit. I presume are Daniel Hughes and Harrison Ward, Adrian.
Yes, it will be. Tom Clark has been in terrific form for Sussex in this competition, made a very good 79 at Canterbury, but got injured last week fielding against Middlesex on Saturday, and he's a big miss because he's been in fine form. Harrison Ward.
I tell you what, I went from a Hampshire point of view, I wish it was Harrison Ford walking out.
He hasn't had a game so far, so he's an opportunity. Paul Farbrace always makes that point that if someone's out injured, it gives a chance to somebody else. But we wish him well. But I think this is a decent total from Hampshire. I think this is going to take some getting.
Yeah, had to work hard in the second half of their innings. So if you're wondering why we've hit 9 o'clock and we've still only had one innings, and you've joined us fairly recently, well, we didn't get underway until 7:30 this evening. There was an inspection at 20 to 7 because there's been an awful lot of rain here. The outfield when I turned up this afternoon was wet, believe me, seriously wet. There was a lot of work and a lot of water pumped off this outfield throughout the afternoon, and we were literally one small shower away from having the evening called off completely. So we've done well, and we will get a full game in here. We've done well to do that. So Chris Wood will get proceedings underway from the far end. He's bowling to Harrison Ward, who's a left-hander, so it's left armour to left-hander, and here we go as Wood bowls, and he's playing a missing outside the off stump. Well, Chris Wood was on a hat-trick in the last game at Merchant Taylor's, and as I mentioned earlier on in the programme, he is third in the all-time T20 Blast wicket takers list with 215, behind Danny Briggs, who picked up one today, didn't he?
Yes, he did, yes.
So he's moved even further clear, because Samit Patel's in second place and he's not playing anymore, with 272 wickets, Danny Briggs. His have come in 215 innings. This is Chris Wood's 194th, as Ward drives and he gets no run.
I think this is a really big innings for Sussex. If Sussex don't win here tonight, they'll have played 4 games and just the 2 points. Hampshire would be, 14? Oh, there's, we were talking earlier, you can get on a roll, but Sussex, having lost those 2 points already, if they can win here tonight, they'll feel they're back in the competition.
Wood runs towards us. He's got a slip in for Ward, who again has a swing outside the off stump and misses. It was
ambitious, perhaps.
Yeah, it was certainly. He's certainly going for it, that's for sure. Strikes at 141 per 100 balls. He's playing his 49th T20 tonight, his first of the season.
He just had a grinned there at Daniel Hughes. I don't know if that was a bit of a nervous grin. I mean, it's his first game, so he may be feeling a little nervous, and particularly as Tom Clark has been in such good form at the top of the order. Yeah,
he's a big miss, isn't he, for you guys? But this guy does certainly get on with it, as his career suggests. Strike rate, he gets a single as it goes up to mid-on. Just about at the middle of the bat, but not much.
Yeah, and they'll be looking for a big innings here from Daniel Hughes, who'll be disappointed with the way he got out at the weekend. He got caught at deep backward square leg, hit the ball straight down Max Holden's throat, and just important for Sussex to get off to a good start here, and Daniel Hughes very much part of that.
He's been a good player, hasn't he, for you guys?
He has. No, he's been excellent. Yeah.
Got to the final of the Big Bash with the Sydney Sixers during the winter.
Yeah.
They lost to Perth Scorchers. Here's Wood, bowls, and Hughes drives, picks out point. Tom Prest is there.
Good opening over this, Kevin.
It's a good start. And it'll be interesting to see whether Chris Wood bowls his 4 overs out, which he did at Merchant Taylor's on Sunday after bowling the final over here against Surrey, where he went for 30. Jordan Clark hitting Chris Wood for 20 in that last over. I think a lot of people, including me, felt that that 1 over might just have decided things, but to Hampshire's credit, they batted really well. Edged, gone through second slip, that one. In fact, there is a very fine third man, which is Joe Weatherly. I thought, actually, I couldn't quite see over the black screens here. Thought that was going for 4. Just the 1 run. That is a good, quiet first over, but Hampshire will need a few good, quiet first overs, because Hampshire, Sussex, bowled really well at Hampshire in the power play.
Yes, they did, and after 1 over, actually, Hampshire were 2 for 1 with Toby Albert out in James Coles's first over. So at this stage, you would say Sussex, having not lost a wicket, will be marginally ahead, but there's a long, long way to go.
Contrast of moods in the crowd there between two lots of fans that were showing. One it looks ecstatic to be here, the other ones look like they've been forced to be here tonight. Look like they've been marched in and handcuffed to the seats.
Yeah.
You will stay here until the end.
So James Fuller is going to get us underway from the hotel end hit, bowling to the left-handed Harrison Ward. Both Sussex openers are 1 not out. It's going to be Fuller, right arm over the wicket, running into bowl to the left-handed Harrison Ward. He's in and bowls, and Ward is forward and plays defensively down the onside of the pitch. And there is no run, just 2 fielders allowed outside of the 30-yard circle of this stage of proceedings. Interestingly, they're both on the leg side, one at a wide-ish fine leg and one at deep square leg.
Yeah, I think that's because just every now and then Fuller's guilty of bowling one a little too short. So I think the protection there is on the leg side for that.
Conversely, 5 men saving 1 on the offside, so no one out on the offside at all, which Ward has probably noticed as in comes Fuller, bowls, and that's down the leg side, and that will be signalled wide. So there was only the 1 wide actually in the Hampshire innings. The Sharks go to 3 without loss. A few people making their way towards the concession, the food concessions. You can get yourself a mac and cheese, duck wraps. What else they got? Indian street food. Seems to be a queue at that one, Kevin.
New owners.
And it's
probably
now,
their van.
in comes Fuller, runs away from us, bowls to Ward, who swung this one away. That's gone all the way for 6, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, comfortably.
There we go, 6 runs. It was down the leg side where you called that absolutely right. There's 2 men back on the leg side for James Fuller, and it was short, and it was just swung away by Daniel Hughes, and it's gone all the way for 6 runs. So, it's important for Sussex that Hughes is in the runs here for Sussex tonight.
It's a great shot. It's gone about 10, 12 rows back there. Yeah, it was more of a pick-up, that one. It was just 2 leg sideish from Fuller.
Almost seemed effortless. I mean, the surprise in my voice was because it didn't look as if he'd absolutely belted it, but it's gone a long way back. Fuller in again. Bowls, and Hughes picks this one up, and that's going to go for... Has that gone for 6? Yes, 6 more. That was Fuller from James Fuller, if you excuse the pun, and he's just picked up by Daniel Hughes and clips the ball over backward square leg for 6 runs. Back-to-back 6s for the Australian. He goes to 13 and the Sharks to 15 without loss.
It's 2 good shots though. I mean, that's just a pick-up off the legs.
Yeah.
It's the thing is with Fuller, I think because he's got no protection on the offside, he's now bowling it too straight, and in the effort of bowling straight, he's actually overdoing it. And it's 2 leg stumpish.
Yeah, they've now moved someone out on the offside, which is interesting. Fuller in, bowls, and Hughes drives this one. He's going to get a couple of runs down towards third man. They're going to come back for the second. Yes, they do. Good bit of fielding down there at third man, but 2 more to Daniel Hughes. Good over for Sussex. He goes to 15, and the Sharks go to 17 without loss in the second over. Daniel Hughes 15 off 6 deliveries. So there's a third man who's outside of the circle, and that backward square leg as well, also on the boundary. They're the 2 fielders outside of the circle. In comes Fuller, bowls. Hughes drives. Good bit of fielding at short extra cover. Prevents a run being taken. That is the end of... There's not 1 more ball to go in the air. I forgot there was the wide as well. 17 without loss.
It's a better length and line there from Fuller.
Yeah.
But it's taken 5 balls and been expensive getting there.
Fuller wheels around, looks up towards us, here, high up in the hotel, and runs into bowl to Daniel Hughes is in and bowls, and that's wide outside the off stump. I suspect that will be signalled as another wide. Yes, it is. And I think Kevin's called this absolutely right. He's just perhaps trying to overcompensate a little bit, James Fuller. That's wide outside of the off stump.
Yeah.
Through to Hobbit, and there is another wide.
Yeah, he's been fairly expensive in the games today. He's actually, his economy rate is nearly 10 and over this season, and yet his economy rate normally career-wise is under 9.
Fuller bowls to Hughes, who works this one down towards third man, picks up a single, does Daniel Hughes. That's a good over for Sussex. Hughes goes to 16, Harrison Ward is on 1, and Sussex Sharks at the end of the over are 19 without loss. That means there was 17 off of that second over.
Yeah, I think there'll be a change this end. That's for sure. You don't want momentum in the Sussex side too quickly, but you don't want it at all, ideally. It is a decent total in the end, 173 for 6. It could have been so much more, but then how many times do you say that in T20 cricket? But I think Hampshire will be pleased that they finally got to 173. It's hard work for the first half of their innings, so having done that, I don't want to undo this too early. It's going to be Wood to Hughes, left-hander on both ends for Sussex. 2 left-handers opening up. Single down to backward a point, 21 without loss. 20 without loss, Tara.
I guess what Daniel Hughes scoring those runs in that over does do for Sussex is just take a little bit of the pressure off of Harrison Ward, who, so it's his first game in the competition. He's only got 1 off of 4 deliveries and probably feels he wants to get on with it, but at least with Hughes scoring runs at the other end, it just alleviates some of the pressure on Harrison Ward.
1 from 4. Ward as Wood comes in. Drives on the up, doesn't really time it, goes out into the covers. No run there, score remains on 20 without loss. It looks like a jewellery stand, but it's not, up the far end, but above the tunnel.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
From here,
what is it?
I haven't got a clue. From here, I need to have a look. Somebody over there might let me know. But it does look like it's one of those like jewellery shops that you have at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like the way it's lit up. I'm sure there wouldn't be, otherwise there wouldn't be any jewellery left in there, I'm pretty sure by now. As that's driven through the covers, that's going to be 4 runs. Again, just played the ball on the up. Just played through the line. No real swing there for Wood. 24 without loss, halfway through the third.
Yeah, Harrison Ward will feel a lot better about life having hit that boundary, and did well to pierce the infield there, because there are 5 men saving one on the offside, but he managed to pierce the field.
Ward's 5 from 6 now. Start here from Sussex.
Yeah.
Who beat Essex in their first game and then lost to Kent and Middlesex in their games 2 and 3.
Yeah, and the Middlesex game was a disappointing performance.
I mean, I hate to say it against my old county, but anybody that loses a T20 game against Middlesex will be disappointed. Tries to whack that away on the leg side, gets wrapped top on the pad. I don't believe if anybody's from Middlesex listening, I apologise. But they haven't been very good for a long time, I'm afraid. In fact, I did mention on Sunday, they've only finished off the bottom twice since COVID, and they were second from bottom in both those years.
Wow, yeah. Well, they scored 213 for 4 on Saturday at Hove. Josh De Cair's scoring 80 not out, and Sussex were never really in the hunt, if the truth be known.
Hughes to face Wood, who's looking for a quick single. They both were looking for a quick single. Rather wisely, didn't move any more than a couple of yards out of their crease.
He's very tidy, Chris Wood, isn't he?
Yeah, he's steady, that's for sure. And he's been around an awful long time. He's playing his 209th T20 game for Hampshire tonight. 234th overall. 35 years of age now, Chris Wood.
Where was he before he came here, Kevin?
No, he started. He came up through the... Yeah, right. It was the same sort of era as James Vince and Liam Dawson and Danny Briggs. Yeah, all came through together. Around about sort of 2010, 29, around that sort of time was played out on the offside. Had lots of problems with his knees and that, but he's he can keep going in the T20s. Dot ball to finish. Wood has bowled 2 overs, none for 7. I'm sure Fuller will be replaced at this commentary end. And Sussex are 25 without loss after 3.
And at the same stage, Hampshire were 15 for 2. So at the moment, Sussex are ahead, but it has to be said that Hampshire really got things moving when Tristan Stubbs and Liam Dawson were together. A partnership of 66 really set Hampshire on their way after slumping to 42 before. And James Fulham for the time being. Coming in, no, it's not Brad Curry, Scott Curry, who's of course Brad Curry's brother.
Yeah. Brad's with Scotland at the moment, isn't he?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured now.
Yeah, he was. He picked up an injury. I don't know if he was carrying an injury, but he was injured after the game at Chelmsford, and hasn't been in the squad since. So I have to find out how he's getting on. In comes Scott Curry, comes in and bowls, and forward comes Harrison Ward, plays it straight back down the track, fielded off his own bowling by Curry. 4 men saving 1 on the offside, 3 on the leg. The 2 fielders outside of the 30-yard circle, a deep backward square leg, and a fielder on the cover point boundary. There's Curry. He's back to his mark. Right arm over the wicket, runs into bowl to Harrison Ward. He's in and bowls, and Ward thumps this one. Is he going to get caught at mid-off? No, he's not. He didn't get all of that by any manner of means, but he's had a couple of runs. James Vince chasing back from mid-off. Ward picks up a couple. He goes to 7 off 9 deliveries. Sussex 27 without loss.
It's a big wicket taker in T20 cricket, Scott Curry. Already picked up 9 this season so far, 27 last season.
That's a good record as he's running away from us to bowl to Ward. He's in and bowls, and Ward heaves that one away. Now that's gone many a mile. That was a little too short from Scott Curry, and Harrison Ward then back and absolutely smashed that one away over mid-wicket for 6 runs. That came out in the middle of the bat okay. He goes to 13, and Sussex up to 33 without loss.
He was onto that quickly. It wasn't that short. My word, just heaved it away. Well, we should expect nothing less from a man that strikes at 141 per 100 balls.
Yeah,
he's very positive.
Curry in again, bowls to Ward, who's thrashing this one away. That's 4 more. Well, slightly over pitch, but Ward absolutely thumped that between mid-off and extra cover, and the ball's raced away even over the outfield. There's had a lot of rain today. 4 more to Ward. He goes to 17, and Sussex to 37 without loss. So a good start for the Sharks.
It is. Just a little bit of width on that just allowed Ward to really throw the hands through the ball there. Very strong.
Yeah.
Quick bat speed.
He waits again. Curry is in bowls, and Ward is pulling this one away. Is he going to get more runs? He's going to get more runs. He's going to get 4 more runs. Pulled it away through mid-wicket. This is turning into an expensive over for 16 off the over, and Ward goes to 21. Sussex to 41 without loss, and Harrison Ward, who started off a little sketchily, perhaps understandably, having not played in the competition so far. I think this is an important time now for Harrison Ward, because Sussex are off to a good start. You don't want to give it away now.
No, the momentum's with Sussex.
Yes. A change in the field here. 2 men are going back on that leg side boundary, so no one now fielding on the offside outside of the circle, as Curry is in again. Bowls to Ward, who I think that's a sensible shot, just plays it onto the onside and picks up a single. Sharks go to 42 at the end of the over. Harrison Ward is on 22, Daniel Hughes is on 17, and that was an over that cost 17. So good over for Sussex.
Yeah, there was no need to go big on that last ball. Just push it into the gap. There was big gap on the leg side. Just pick a single. You've got enough off that over. The momentum you've got plenty of wickets in hand. Hampshire under pressure.
Yeah. And I said it was an interesting ball because I think in the past maybe Harrison Ward might have gone after that and thought, well, I've hit a 6 and a 4, but as you say, it's just good cricket just to pick up the single and not lose a wicket. Is Chris Wood going to carry on? Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. It looks like he might bowl out his 4 as he did on Sunday, which is not something he usually does. This is a new thing. So, left arm over from the pavilion end. He's bowling to Harrison Ward, who seems to be doing a lot of the bowling now. He tries to pull that away on the leg side. I think he got wrapped on the top of the pad there as it went through to Albert. Good stop, actually, because that was an awkward bounce in front of him.
Yeah, it was a good stop.
So 42 without loss at the start of the 4th. Remember, the target is 174, so Sussex from here need 132. Wood's in again. Bowls to Ward. Ward drives past Wood up to mid-off. Half stop by Wood, but it's a comfortable single. 43 without loss here. There is, again, a lot of blue sky above us, which is very good news. The sun has disappeared over the horizon, away to our right.
Yeah, those clouds over there look quite high, don't they, Kevin?
Yeah,
So
we've got no worries.
hopefully we're okay.
Yeah, we're fine. I think there's a bit more rain on and off for the rest of the week. I think Friday doesn't look great, does it? I don't know.
Yeah, we're at home on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know what the weather's like along the coast, but I think up at the Oval it's a bit iffy. Down the wicket comes Hughes and hits it hard through backward, a point for 4 runs. Well, both batters, when they get the chance, are being very positive, as you'd expect. And it's paying off here, 47 without loss in the 5th.
Yeah, good shot by Daniel Hughes, and I guess the fact that Sussex have got off to a decent start gives him licence to play that shot. And he'll know the importance here, Daniel Hughes, an experienced man at the top of the order.
Wood in, bowls to Hughes. Hughes just works that into the leg side where there's a single. They run the first one quickly, but the ball doesn't quite make it to the 30-yard circle, so Dawson's quickly across from mid-on.
There'll be a big crowd at the Oval on Friday night.
Yeah, it probably, yes, I think it was.
Yeah,
a double header there actually. Hampshire
right,
the
okay.
second game on. I think Essex women are playing Surrey women in the afternoon game. And then I think Surrey will be looking for revenge on Friday night as Ward hits Wood a little deeper on the leg side, just a single. 48 without loss, and you've got a double header at your place as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so Sussex will be really hoping for good weather on Friday because it's so important, T20, for revenue for the club. A double header against Leicestershire, and they would just be desperate to get a good crowd in, and let's hope the weather plays ball.
Need all the money they can get, Sussex, at the moment. As Wood bowls, that's flicked away down to Tristan Stubbs at deep backward square leg for a single. So 50 up for Sussex at the end of the 5th over. There's still one more over the power play.
Yeah, and actually, Paul Farbrace was saying, and indeed, it's well known throughout the club that the only days cricket that Sussex make money are the T20 days down at home. So 6 days a year are the days when the club's able to make money. So the T20 is absolutely vital for Sussex in terms of revenue. So everyone will just be keeping everything crossed. And of course, as well, we were saying here tonight, if you get a decent day's weather, you get people deciding to come to the cricket later on, you get walk-ups to the game. So let's have then another game on Sunday against Kent. So a big few days coming up for Sussex, but they'll want to go into those games with a win here tonight. Otherwise, you've 4 games and just the 2 points. But they've made a good start through Ward and Hughes. Ward on 24, Hughes on 23. And it's going to be
Fuller again.
James Fuller.
This is an important over. First over went for 17.
So he's coming into bowl to pulls that one away onto the leg side, picks up a single, does Daniel Hughes. I thought for a moment that had carried all the way to Hilton Cartwright, who's patrolling that, to Scott Curry, who's patrolling that leg side boundary. One more to Hughes, he goes to 24, Sussex to 51 without loss.
Yeah, and of course everybody's playing one less home T20 game.
Yeah, well, totally. Yeah. Now Sussex didn't fill out Hove on every T20 last year, so you think your overheads are such that perhaps you're better off having 6 games where it's packed to the rafters, rather than 7 where maybe 2 or 3 of them you're not so full. But either way, it's really important for counties like Sussex to get these games in. In comes Fuller over the wicket, bowls and drilled down the ground. That's a good shot, lovely shot by Harrison Ward. He's drilled that absolutely straight back down the ground, and it's gone all the way for 6. I thought that had bounced inside the rope, but 6 is signalled, and Ward goes to 30. That's a lovely shot.
Isn't it? I'll tell you what, he's looking very, very dangerous indeed.
Well, first outing this season, 57 without loss of Sharks. Now at Canterbury, Sussex did a very similar thing. Started off at a rate of knots, and then the middle order rather sort of fell away. So Sussex will, be mindful of that. They want to keep this good start going. But they've certainly got themselves off to a good start.
Let's just having a chat with Fuller there.
Who's on his way, racing in, bowls to Ward, who's pulling that one away to the legs. That's gone for more runs. That's gone for 4 more. Too short, really, from James Fuller. And Harrison Ward just belted that one away through mid-on for 4 runs. He goes to 34 and Sussex to 61 without loss.
That's good striking.
Yes, it is. 34 off 18.
It's just short of a length, really, and Ward's just hitting through everything at the moment. It's coming off.
So James Vince, just talking there to James Fuller, I'm just wondering if they're thinking about a fielding change. In terms of the fielders, they've got is there a long on down below? They've got a deep mid-wicket, and a deep backward square leg as well. And in fact, they are going to move that fielder around from deep mid-wicket. Everyone's coming round one place. So it's almost like a cow corner now.
They can't pitch it too short.
So, Fuller. In again, bowls. Short, pulled away by Warner. That's gone miles. He's absolutely heaved that one away. Well, you called that. You said you wanted to be too short. And Harrison Ward has tucked inside the line and heaved that ball away over square leg for 6 runs. That's a big shot from Harrison Ward. He goes to 40 off 19 deliveries. And the Sharks off for a flyer here. They're 67 without loss in the 6th over.
That's another 17 off this over, and there's still 2 balls to go. My word, Fuller, 10 balls. He's gone for 34. And that's hit the, well, it's not a jewellery stand, but it's gone very near that one.
It's gone a long way.
That's a big one, yeah. It was too short.
Yeah.
But Ward's just hitting through the ball, so you've got to make a decision here as a bowler. You've either got to bowl some slower balls here, just mix the pace up a little bit, or you've got to get it very full. And sort of Fuller's not really doing either of that at the moment.
What does Ward do here, Kevin? Does he just keep playing the way he's playing? Because he's
Well,
clearly...
it's tempting, isn't it?
Yeah.
40 off 19, yeah, it's tempting. But I think actually a couple of overs ago where he just flicked one on the left side for a single, actually showed a lot of maturity. But when you're striking it as well as he is, and he's clearly seeing Fuller like a football,
yes,
it's very difficult to sort of not keep helping yourself.
Well, 2 balls remaining in the over. James Fuller comes in bowling to Harrison Ward. He's in and bowls, and Ward heaves this one. Well, he tries to heave it in the same direction. He's pulled it to square leg. There's some rather ironic applause around the ground.
That was a slower ball, you see. So he's mixed his pace up there, and Ward hasn't timed that because the ball's come later. It's arrived at him later. So actually, Fuller's bowled very well there, and actually bowled a slower ball, but it's probably the first one he's bowled. So that hasn't gone out the ground.
So 1 ball remaining here of the power play, after which Hampshire will be able to post more men outside of the 30-yard circle. Fuller in, bowls. Ward takes a step across his stumps. He's wrapped on the pad. He's given out. Well, that's disappointing. Harrison Ward goes for 40. Sussex off to a good start. 67 without loss. But I think you'll just feel a bit disappointed, Harrison Ward. I've got such a good start. And James Fuller picks up a wicket off the last ball of the power play. Sussex 67 for 1. You can tell that Harrison Ward's got Sussex off to a good start, but he's just disappointed to have gone out in that manner.
Well, it's a slower ball again. You know, he's mixed up his last 2 balls, dot wicket, having gone for 34 off his first 10 when he just bowled and didn't really sort of do anything and just ran in and bowled. So, you know, there's actually a bit of thought gone into those last 2 deliveries, and it's paid off.
So, the new man in will be James Coles, who has bowled well in the competition so far, but I think by James's own admission, he made a good 50 at Chelmsford, but he's been a little short of runs this season, both in the Championship and the T20 so far. He made runs on Saturday night, but didn't really quite time the ball. In fact, he made 33. But having a chat there to Daniel Hughes. But he's got a good platform here tonight as James Coles. When he came in the other night, Sussex were what? Well, they were 43 without loss when he came into bat, but Sussex, at least with the platform here, they were chasing 213 on Saturday. So we'll have to see how he plays tonight.
107 needed off 14 overs. Good power play, 67 for 1. Hampshire were 39 for 3 at the end of their power play. So Dawson up at the far end, and he's immediately swept hard on the leg side. That went very quickly to deep mid-wicket from Hughes. A bullet sweep shot, that one. 68 for 1 at the start of the 7th. So James Coles, you're right, but his career in T20, he strikes at 147 runs per 100 balls. That is high.
Yeah, yep. And he's a fine player, and I'm sure that you know, at some stage he will play a big innings. And you know, you don't go for that sort of money in the.
Was it $250,000?
390 grand.
We've done him a disservice.
Yeah,
it's probably $250,000 after tax.
Very much, yeah. Be nice, wouldn't it? I went in 22.
It's not bad for about 3.5 weeks, is it? It's probably 3. I think they're trying to squeeze it almost even more than that. I think 3 weeks. That's driven to mid-wicket by Coles. But yeah, he's a mighty fine all-rounder, 22 years of age.
Yeah.
Right-hander. Dawson's over the wicket from that pavilion end and tries to sweep away on the leg side. My word, how's that missed the stumps? It's running away down towards the boundary. Will be picked up just inside the boundary by Chris Wood. I'd love to see that again. That hasn't missed the stumps by very much.
No, it hasn't.
70 for 1. I think that was signalled by, so it's beaten both batter, stumps and keeper.
Yeah.
Went for the big hoik on the leg side there. Cole's second ball. As Dawson bowls and conventionally plays that away on the leg side for a single, does James Coles. 71 for 1 at the just 2 balls left of over number 7. Coles has just the 1 run to his name, which brings Daniel Hughes back. 25 off 16 deliveries for the left-hander. As Dawson stays round the wicket, Hughes drives powerfully to extra cover, and there's no run.
I think he's really key here for Sussex, Daniel Hughes. Really important that he stays there.
Dawson switches to over the wicket this time for the final ball of the 7th over, his first over. 0 for 2, good start from him. Uses his feet, does Hughes, works it up to deep mid-on, will keep the strike. And after 7 overs, Sussex are 72 for 1.
So 5 runs off the over. At the same stage, Hampshire were 42 for 4. So Sussex well ahead, but this was the beginning of the excellent partnership between Tristan Stubbs, who made 36, and Liam Dawson, who made 52.
Lots of people in the crowd realising they're on the camera there. I say way down the crowd tonight. It's a Tuesday night, it's a school night, the rain and delayed starts and what have you, but I think Hampshire were expecting about 4,500 around about there tonight. Now here we go, a young man that's making a name for himself very, very quickly. 17-year-old Manny Lumsden, who's a decent pace.
And he's coming into bowl from the hotel end, coming into bowl to the left-handed Daniel Hughes. He's in and bowls, and Hughes plays this firmly to backward point. And there is a good bit of fielding there by, is that a backward point? Very good bit of fielding sharply down to his right-hand side, prevents a single being taken. Don't know an awful lot about this young man, Kevin.
Yes, well, he had a bit of a baptism of fire in his first game. He had an exam in the morning trying to get to Taunton. The train was cancelled. He had to get a taxi, got stuck in traffic. He was there a few minutes before the game.
He's in again, over the wicket, bowls, and hammered away by Daniel Hughes. That's a good shot by Hughes. Ball on a length and is belted away through long on for 4 runs. Hughes goes to 30, and the Sharks are 76 for 1 in the 8th over, needing 174 to win.
Bit of a baptism of fire. He's 1 over, went for 19. He got a couple of wickets against Surrey here on the Friday night, and got a wicket up at Merton Taylor's as well, bowled well both occasions.
So Lumsden runs away from us, coming into bowl to Daniel Hughes. He's in and bowls, and Hughes clubs that one away. He picks up a single to the fielder out there on the cover boundary. 1 more to Hughes. He goes to 31. Sussex to 77 for 1 in the 8th over. The man out, Harrison Ward, who was LBW to James Fuller for 40. Liam Dawson top scoring in the Hampshire innings. He made 52. Tristan Stubbs next with 36. And James Fuller with 19 off 9 balls right at the end of the innings, getting Hampshire to 173 for 6 in their 20 overs. But Lumsden now coming into bowl to the right-handed James Coles, who's at 1 dot out. He's in and bowls, and Coles drives this down the ground. Good bit of fielding of his own bowling by Lumsden, there is no run. So if he's 17, presumably he was taking an A-level or something, was he? Or?
Yeah, he was having an exam that morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? Honestly, I'm not joking. I mean, you know, playing 17 years old, playing some of these T20 games, frightened the life out of me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How old were you when you made your first class debut?
18.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yes. I do. He says no.
Lumsden in bowls to Cole, who clips this one back to the square on the leg side, picks up a single as James Cole down the deep backwards square leg. He goes to 2 and Sussex to 78 for 1.
Well, I mean, obviously it wasn't first class for Manny, but obviously T20 down at Somerset is about as hard as it gets.
Absolutely.
Hard as it gets.
Yeah.
My first class match was against Oxford University at the Parks.
Oh, lovely.
A nice little sedate introduction to first class.
A few people in deck chairs. And,
oh,
yeah, lovely.
Nice, easy.
Yeah.
Nice, easy one, yeah.
Lumsden going to bowl to the left-handed Daniel Hughes, who's more than twice his age in and bowls, and Hughes swings that one away onto the leg side. He's been caught. Lumsden picks up a wicket, and Daniel Hughes will be furious with himself. It was short, he's pulled it away to deep backward square leg. The catch is taken. Daniel Hughes goes for 31, and it's always a big wicket when Sussex lose Daniel Hughes. 78 for 2 are Sussex. He's looking at his bat, is Hughes. Both openers are now gone, and that's a big wicket, Kevin.
It is. Joe Weatherly, the catcher on the boundary there, just didn't really get hold of it. He's got the knackers now, Manny Lumsden, of picking up a wicket. And that may yet prove quite crucial. Early days yet, though, because Sussex have got away to a good start here, but that's a big wicket. Harrison Ward needed to go because he was playing far too well for his 40 off 21. But Daniel Hughes, you just feel, has got the brains, has got the experience to keep things going. It hasn't quite happened tonight.
And I think that's just what Sussex need. You can tell he's disappointed. I mean, John Simpson's the new man who's got bags of experience, but still Jack leaning to come, Tom Alsop. But I just feel Hughes just to pick up the 1s and 2s, and there's no rush here for Sussex. They're well up with the rate.
Yeah, they are. Yes, well, John Simpson is also a very, very dangerous player in this form of the game. He's another one with bags of experience and also has a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, by his own mission, played a poor shot on Saturday against his former county Middlesex. They want to make up for that.
So Liam Dawson to start over number 9, and that's hit back to him. Oh, and he's gone. James Coles, 2 wickets in 2 balls. And Coles goes for 2, and Sussex, having been 67 without loss, are now 78 for 3.
Well, I'm not trying to say told you so, but it's just been a feature of Sussex. They've got some good starts of this competition, and the middle order just hasn't fired at all, and that's really the importance of Daniel Hughes staying in for Sussex. James Coles hasn't been in great form with the bat. Wasn't a great shot then either, in truth. Another wicket goes down. All of a sudden, the game's got a completely different feel to it.
That's T20, isn't it, really?
Yep.
Everything looked so rosy for a while, and then a couple of wickets, and all of a sudden things just look totally different. And I won't say there'll be panic in the Sussex dressing room, but there will certainly be a different feel now. And another former Hampshire man is walking to the crease in Tom Alsop, the left-hander who played T20 cricket here for Hampshire between 2016 and 2021. He played 42 matches in all. He also played in one finals day for Hampshire in 2017 when they lost the semi-final against Notts.
But all of a sudden it's a different pressure, isn't it? Tom Alsop, who was in good form the other night, top scored with 43 against Middlesex, but two new batters at the crease now, neither of whom have scored.
Well, Tom Alsop's batting quite well this year in terms of strike rate, 156, although it's only 50 odd runs to his name, and one of those innings you've mentioned there. So, but nevertheless, good strike rate for him as he works Dawson back to the bowler, and there's a dot ball. Dawson will work really hard here to try and get a few dot balls in and try and keep that pressure which is beginning to mount.
Yes,
although there's only a little bit there, but certainly more than there was a couple of overs ago. 78 for 3. Dawson over the wicket, bowls to Alsop, who comes down the wicket again, just plays it back to the bowler. Crowd starting to get invested in this.
I know it's very easy to say when you're up here and you're not out there batting, but just the start Sussex got, I don't think they needed to play those big shots.
No.
pick up the ones and twos, just keep the scoreboard ticking along.
Well, Ward plays like that anyway, doesn't he? Really, I suppose it's difficult, isn't it? Allsop drives up towards wide mid-off, and he'll pick up a single. Dawson almost invited that shot for Allsop. So a bit of work to do now for Sussex, but they have been given a good start, which is quite important. Sussex, Hampshire, the later order, certainly weren't given a good start. Had to work really hard to score 106 off the last 10 overs, Hampshire. Really was a poor start at 42 for 4 in the 7th over. 79 for 3 then. Simpson, the left-hander, to face his first delivery. Again, plays that back to Dawson. Terrific stuff here from Dawson so far.
Very good.
Just the one run and the 1 wicket so far off this, his 2nd over. Last ball of the 9th over coming up.
He's a canny operator. And he keeps switching from over the wicket to round the wicket, doesn't he? Just getting in the batsman's head a little bit.
So, yeah, trying not to let them settle and work out angles as he comes in again and bowls to Simpson, who works it away on the onside. Will pick up a single. And that is 9 overs gone, 80 for 3. Are Sussex needing 174 to win?
Well, it's been a good little spell here for Hampshire. At the end of the power play, Sussex was 67 for 1. At the end of 6 overs, they've added just 13 in the last 3 overs. We lost the wicket of Harrison Warder for final ball of the power play. And since then, Daniel Hughes for 31 and James Coles for 2. So Hampshire fighting their way back this game. Well, you want to call this game at the minute.
There's a little boy in the crowd there, just realised the camera's on him, and he's finally acknowledged it. Wasn't sure initially.
There's a few people with shorts on around the crowd.
Yeah, I wonder if they're regretting that now.
Yeah, I think they might be. It's going to be young Lumsden who's going to carry on. Manny Lumsden, who's going to carry on from the hotel end of the ground. Picked up the wicket of Daniel Hughes in his 1st over. He's coming in now to bowl to John Simpson. Short, pulled away by Simpson. He hasn't got that at all. They're going to come back for a 2nd, which is a little risky, but well run by Tom Allsop, who was running to the danger end. These two are very, very quick between the wickets. But he didn't time that at all, John Simpson. The ball's rather spooned in the air, but he's picked up a couple of runs.
Needed a mid-wicket there, that's for sure, but generally at this stage of T20s, everybody's out on the boundary in front of the square on the leg side.
Simpson goes to 3, the total to 80 for 3 in the 10th over. As Lumsden runs in, right arm over the wicket, bowls to John Simpson, and Simpson plays this firmly to extra cover. There is no run. For a young man of 17, he's showing a lot of composure here, Kevin.
I know. Well, I've said it before, but I mean that 1 over he bowled at Somerset where he went for 19 and it was getting absolutely walloped, and he's still stuck in a couple of slower balls. And you think, good on him, you know. I mean, you know, most people would have frozen and frozen up and tightened up and thought,
just want to get through the over, yeah.
And yet he came back with a couple of slower balls, and you think, oh, good on him.
Lumsden again makes his way in, bowls, and Simpson drives down the ground to long on. They've taken. Oh, there could be a run out here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, the last thing Sussex need here is a run out. They are very, very quick between the wickets, these two. That was very nearly their undoing. The ball was played down to long on. The throw came in, and Allsop and Simpson were yes, no, yes, knowing, and eventually they settled for the single.
Dear. That wasn't a great throw from Tristan Stubbs either. They were both running to the same end at one stage.
Simpson to 4, 83 for 3. There's a few nerves setting in here. Tom Allsop is on strike. He's 1 not out as Lumsden runs away from us. Floodlight shining. In and bowls to Tom Allsop, who looks to pull this one to the leg side. The ball whistles through to the keeper, and again there is no run. Good little spell this.
He's doing all right, isn't he? 1 for 9 from 10 balls. Settle for that, wouldn't you? Gosh.
Well, totally, and he's picked up the really important wicket of Daniel Hughes as well.
He's seen Fuller being smashed all around the ground, and he's almost half his age.
Yes,
he is half his age.
Yes. Comes in again, bowls and a play, swing and a miss from Tom Allsop. And this is a really good over by young Manny Lumsden.
Terrific.
Just the 3 runs off of it so far. And Sussex having got up to such a good start. They were 67 without loss with 1 ball remaining of the power play. Since then, off the last 4 overs, they've only scored 16 runs and they've lost 3 wickets. Lumsden in again, bowls to Allsop wide outside the off stump. And is it signalled a wide? Yes, it is signalled a wide. Actually, Allsop played and missed at that. The ball's gone through. So, let's get another delivery. The innings have just begun to stall. 84 for 3.
Tristan Stubbs was appearing for a caught behind at mid-on.
3 men saving, 1 on the offside, 1 on the onside. As in comes Lumsden. Final ball of his over, wide outside the off stump. Allsop carves it away into the covers, but it's another docked ball. So well done, Manny Lumsden. That's a very good second over from him. And figures now of 2 overs, 1 for 10 at the end of the 10th over. So halfway through this Sussex reply, Sussex are 84 for 3. John Simpson is on 4, Tom Allsop is on 1, and the Hampshire crowd just sensing that this is far from over.
Well, it's at 90 off 10 overs here. I mean, Hampshire recovered well, scored 106 off their last 10. So Sussex don't need to be quite as full on as that. But nevertheless, it'll be testing.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So they've scored 17 off the last 4 overs. 4 overs and 1 ball, and they've lost 3 wickets.
Well, different complexion to this innings. Or James Fuller's back now. This is going to be an interesting over, this one. 1 for 34 from 2 overs, James Fuller. It needs to be a good one here.
It does.
Switching ends to the Pavilion end. Lumsden's 2 overs, 1 for 10. He's fast making himself a permanent fixture in the side, is Manny Lumsden. Here's Fuller then. He's bowling to John Simpson, the keeper. It's shortish and it's worked away behind square on the leg side, fielded by Tom Preston. That's a single. 85 for 3. 89 needed.
I can't see on the scoreboard because it's a little way away what the runs required per over is.
I don't think it's on there.
Right, okay.
Oh, I see, it's 9.1.
Okay.
Just over 9s from here.
Well, when Sussex were on Saturday, it was 12s and 13s all the way through, which is a lot.
That gets a lot. Once it's 2 a ball plus, that's a lot. This is, I mean, to be honest, this is manageable.
Yes.
Even with Sussex having to rebuild a little bit here. Allsop to face Fuller. Allsop works that away out towards deep mid wicket for a single. I think Hampshire won't mind if there's 6 singles scored off this over. I don't think Sussex will mind either, really.
No, and very much this was the way that Stubbs and Dawson started, wasn't it? You know, picking up the 1s and the 2s and just getting the scoreboard moving along, ready to allow others at the back end of the innings to come in and score runs quickly.
88 from 58 deliveries required by Sussex here, with Simpson facing. He's on 5, Allsop the non-striker on 2. As Fuller comes in from the Pavilion end again, past the umpire and bowls. That's pulled away on the leg side again. It's only a single. Halfway through the 11th over, and Sussex move on to 87 for 3. Need 87 from 57.
Well, we talked about experience earlier, weren't we, with Liam Dawson and John Simpson of similarly with so much experience of this type of cricket.
That's what you want. It's what you want in these stages, don't you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Jack leaning to come. He has bags of experience. Nearly 130 matches, mainly for Kent and Yorkshire, but still lots there. Short, it's pulled away on the leg side. It's carried down to fine leg. Fuller's done a second wicket there, and that's very, very well caught by Chris Wood, right on the boundary rope just below us. And Allsop goes for 2, and Sussex now are 87 for 4, having lost 4 wickets for 20 runs.
I think I'll be disappointed, Tom Allsop, with that shot. He's picked out the fielder, hasn't he, down here at fine leg, and I just sort of wonder whether the scoreboard pressure is just beginning to tell a little bit here for Sussex. They've picked up 3 singles off the opening 3 balls of the over, but there's no need to panic. But all of a sudden, with 4 wickets down, and the Sussex tail, I mean, obviously Danny Briggs come back, Briggs, Crocombe and Mills, but really Jack Leaning, Tom Price and Danny Lamb to come, you'd say they're the ones that Sussex are looking at to score these runs. And someone's got to play big innings for Sussex now.
Someone's got to play a major innings.
You know, it's going to need a John Simpson, Jack Leaning. You know, one of these players has got to make a big score here, because Sussex are, after such a great start, are really struggling. Yeah, I mean, they've lost 4 for 20.
Yeah, I was just watching the replay there. That ball's way down the leg side, but because Allsop's so far inside the line, all he can do is help it away on the leg side, and all he's done is just help it down Chris Wood's throat. Nice coffee.
Lovely. Cold.
Here's Fuller. Oh my word, is he caught behind? My word, that was close.
It was.
Oh, now one or two of the fielders are now claiming a caught behind. A little bit late, if I'm honest. But that was a little quick for Jack Leaning. He looked surprised. And I don't think it's missed the stumps much. I don't think it's missed the bat very much. And I don't think he's missed his pad by much either.
No, I think Toby Albert wasn't really appealing, was it?
No.
There were others who were appealing.
Well, that's a bit of a wake-up call for Jack Leaning. He looked as though he didn't pick that up at all. 87 for 4. 87 needed off 55 deliveries as Fuller's in. Bowls to Leaning. Leaning off the back foot. Good stop at backward at point from Tom Prest.
Wow.
And that's a very, very good comeback from James Fuller, who conceded just 3 runs and took a wicket in that over after being hit in his first 2 overs for 34.
Well, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overs, Sussex have only scored 20 runs. In fact, off 5.1 overs, they've scored 20 runs and they've lost 4 wickets. So I was saying earlier on that, you know, Sussex have failed to capitalise in this competition on good starts, and the middle order just hasn't fired at all. Wickets have been given away, and Sussex are in desperate need of either Simpson or Leaning or Price and Lamb to come to play a big innings here, because Sussex are now up against it. 87 for 4. Young Lambsdon is carrying on in the attack. Bowls to John Simpson, who's hammering this one away. Well, that's a big shot. Wow. Straight down the ground for 6 runs. Well, he made up his mind, John Simpson, he was going to play that. That was well pitched up, and he just belted that over wideish, long on for 6 runs. Good shot.
Yeah, good pick up that.
He goes to 12.
It's a lovely shot, lovely swing of the bat through the line of the ball. Never in doubt once it left the bat. It's got about 4 rows back, that. Just, if anything, just a fraction too fall from Manny Lumsden, but not a lot.
Well, this will be a test for the young man. 6 off the first ball. Let's see how he responds. Lumsden in again. Bowls to Simpson. Simpson carves that one away through the offside. Is that going to be 4 more? It is going to be 4 more. It's a little wider outside the offside. Perhaps trying to compensate a little more, and Simpson cracking that one away through extra cover for 4 runs. So he goes to 16. And Sussex to 97 for 4.
Let's put the youngster under pressure. 10 off the first 2 deliveries.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's deliberate from John Simpson.
It wasn't far away from the extra cover fielder.
No, it was in the air, wasn't it? Lumsden runs away from us. Over the wicket Bowls, and Simpson cracks this one away, but there was a fielder fielding on the cover boundary. Just 1 to John Simpson. He goes to 17, and the total to 98 for 4.
Interesting, Hilton Cartwright out at deep square leg. He's been generally fielding at deep mid-wicket and been picking up a lot of catches in that area. I guess Hampshire feel that that position out at deep point is quite an important one. That's why they've got him there.
So, Jack Leaning takes his guards, and from Kent during the winter. Bags of experience in T20 cricket, and Sussex need that now. In comes Lumsden. Bowls to Leaning, who plays it onto the onside, straight to mid-wicket. Good recovery by Lumsden, having gone for 6 and 4. He's responded with 1 on a dot ball, fielded there by James Fuller. And there is no run. If you're just joining us, Hampshire making 173 for 6. Liam Dawson top scoring with 52. Sussex off to a flyer, 67 without loss. Have since then lost 4 wickets. The 98 for 4 in the 12th over. In comes Lumsden. Bowls, and Leaning is... Well, the ball's come off the thigh pad, ended up at backward point. I think he was beaten for pace then. Looking to turn it on the leg side.
He's probably trying to play that a little too square, really, not showing much of the face of the bat to the ball.
So 10 off the first 2 balls of this over, then 3 balls and just a single taken. 98 for 4. Lumsden with the final ball of his 3rd over. runs away from us into bowl to Jack Leaning. He's in a bowl, short. Leaning pulls it away onto the leg side. It's gone down towards the fine leg boundary. They've taken one.
Oh.
They think about coming back for the second, but decide not to. That's a good bit of fielding way down in the distance. And it's just a single to Jack Leaning. End of Lumsden's over. And that's a good response. 1 for 22 in his 3 overs. At the end of the over, Sussex are 99 for 4. John Simpson on 11. Jack Leaning is on 1. Sussex needing another 75 to win in 8 overs.
That's a great bit of fielding by Liam Dawson, keeping that down to 1. Looked like there was always 2 in that. Fantastic. That might be important come the end of the game.
Well, it's eking up to around 10 and over now, isn't it?
Yeah, after 12 overs, Hampshire were 83. So,
yeah, so the gap's narrowing, isn't it? 83 for 4, yeah. Sussex 99 for 4.
So, yeah, Hampshire's best form with the bat came in the second half of their innings, but Sussex still ahead. Here's Dawson then back into the attack, bowls the first one to Leaning, who turns it away square on the leg side. 74 runs to win now, I think it is, or is it 75? 74.
74 to win
of
now.
47. Well, these two are very good players out there in the middle, and I think, well, these two are out there. Sussex will certainly not feel out of it, nowhere near it.
I think they'll be glad to see the back of Liam Dawson.
Yeah. Dawson over the wicket to the left-hander Simpson, who just works that away quietly on the leg side for a single. Dawson into his 3rd over, 1 for 7.
Yeah.
Terrific stuff again from him. Still work to do though. 73 from 46.
Add to that the 52 he scored as well.
Yeah.
He's had a good night.
Yeah. Well, he's only playing T20 cricket now, so he's got plenty of rest in between games. Hasn't got to worry about the 2 championship games coming up. There's Dawson bowls. So Leaning's going to be stumped. Yeah, he came down the wicket, had a huge heave. It looked like it just turned a fraction as well. And Albert had the bails off in double quick time. And Leaning goes for 2, and it's 101 for 5.
I'm not sure that's great cricket from Jack Leaning, if I'm being honest, Kevin. You know, Sussex just didn't need to lose a wicket. We were just saying that Sussex will be glad to see the back of Liam Dawson. He's bowled economically, he's caused all sorts of problems, and really to come running down the wicket, I'm not sure that's great cricket from Jack Leaning. And Sussex are in real trouble here. They've lost 5 wickets now for 24. And again, that middle order is just falling away. Tom Price is coming in, who's been in excellent form in the county championship, but he's been out of action since he injured his ankle at Headingley towards the end of April. He's played very little cricket. Sussex just need to be sensible here. I mean, clearly the run rate is catching up with them a little, but if you're losing wickets, you're going to struggle.
I just think somebody like John Simpson, for me, John Simpson's your main man here. So I think if I'm out there, yeah, it did turned. And Leaning was so far away from it anyway. I think he's coming down the wicket trying to play it wider mid-off, so he's got it well inside the line anyway. And the ball that turned a bit just meant that he was so far away from it. I think I was closer to the ball than he was. 101 for 5 then. He's 34, they've lost for 5, by the way. As Dawson's in, and Price, Tom Price is the new batter for Sussex, and it's 102 for 5. I mean, you know, if I was a new batter now, I know it's easy from up here, but you know, I'd look at John Simpson, I'm thinking this bloke strikes brilliantly. He can win the game for us on his own. All I've got to do is support him, make sure that I do my bit. Don't have to be explosive, just do my bit, get him on strike and keep the scoreboard ticking, and Simpson will do the rest. But Leaning almost like he wanted to finish it on his own, as that's turned away on the onside by Simpson for a single. Good slide into the ball there by Hilton Cartwright. That shows you how wet it is out there.
Yeah,
you just slide from about 5 or 6 yards away from the ball.
Well, Tom Price was in terrific form for Sussex before he picked up this injury in the county championship. Made a big impression. So if he can carry some of that form into this innings, but Sussex, boy, does Sussex need it.
103 for 5. 1 ball left of the 13th. As Dawson's in. Oh, he's gone big on the leg side. Is he going to be caught? Not quite. And that's a great stop at wide mid-on by Scott Curry, using his feet and his legs as amongst anything. And that saved a certain 4 runs.
Gets applause from Liam Dawson as well. So, end of the 13th over, 105 for 5 are the Sussex Sharks. They need 69 of 42 balls.
And we got the fan of the night on the screen there.
Hey.
Young boy there's got his Hampshire Hawks cap. Gets a good round of applause. Nice to see as well. He looks very happy with that, doesn't he?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at him. Oh, that's so nice. There we go. One happy young fella there.
So, 7 overs to go, 105 for 5. And Scott Curry back into the attack now. His opening over was expensive, Scott Curry. 1 over for 17. That's when Sussex were going along at a rate of knots at the beginning, and the wheels have rather come off since then. And I feel it's down to these two.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, 69 off 42 shouldn't be too bad, should it?
Curry in, bowls to Simpson. That's a pacey delivery, and Simpson looking to guide that one around to the offside. Cricket on the BBC here. Adrian Harms, Kevin James, your commentary team. Hampshire, who got off to an awful start, 42 for 4, fought back to 173 for 6. As in comes Curry, bowls and defended by Danny Lamb down the onside of the track. That's a good over from Scott Curry, picked up a wicket, and Hampshire are absolutely cock-a-hoop here, Kevin.
Yeah, also on the live picture feed on the Hampshire Cricket website, which is going back to the Sussex Cricket website. Lots of youngsters in the crowd still. Of course, we're doing everything about half an hour later than we normally would do because we didn't start till 7:30. So I guess those youngsters are going back to school tomorrow. They don't look as though they're thinking about school too much at the moment. But this game is bubbling along to quite a decent finish. 66 off 36 deliveries required by Sussex, but they've lost 6 wickets for 39 runs, which really has set them back a bit and made it what looks like to be at this stage. It's going to be a close game.
Well, I think Hampshire are firm favourites from here. Someone's going to have to play a very big innings here. I mean, I've said it for the last 2 or 3 wickets actually.
Yeah, well, Tom Price is only playing his 10th T20, but he strikes at 128 in the games that he has played, so he's clearly got the power to win the game. Danny Lamb, genuine all-rounder, so there was some batting there. Wood bowls, edge through to the keeper, and Wood picks up a wicket. It's taken a while for the umpire to give Tom Price out. He's trying to hit that away hard on the onside, and that is another wicket down. And Sussex 7 down for 108. They've lost 7 now for 41.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Danny Briggs, the new man to come, but that's hugely disappointing for Sussex. With due respect to Tom Price, he hasn't played a lot of cricket over the last few weeks due to this ankle injury. But having got off to the start they've got off to, Sussex, I've got to say it's been a pretty dreadful batting performance. Having got off to that start, I think the opportunity was there to pick up the 1s and the 2s and get the scoreboard ticking along, but they played some poor shots. And you know, when you're 67 without loss after 5.5 overs, I think to find yourself in this pickle
Amazing.
is it's just been a poor batting performance. There's no other words for it.
Yeah, Ward with 40 off 21 balls, Hughes with 31 from 22 gave them a fantastic start, but it's been a struggle since then. You saw the worm there earlier on the picture feed where Sussex have been in front and now starting to fall behind. Wood comes in and bowls. New delivery to Danny Briggs, who pulls that short delivery away on the leg side for a single. So Wood's first wicket this evening moves him on to 216 wickets, and within 14 of Samit Patel now on the all-time wickets list in the T20 Blast.
And I did say at the beginning it's such an important game this for Sussex, because Hampshire, if they win this game, and it looks very likely, will have 16 points. Sussex will only have the 2, and 14 points behind the group leaders with just 8 games to go. It's an awful lot of ground to make up. I know that the top 2 sides go through, then I'm presuming it's the 2 best losers across the 3 groups.
Yeah.
But when
2 best third place sides.
And you could say Sussex, well, they've won 1, but they've lost 3. But this is a bit of a mauling, in all honesty.
Well, it's 65 needed to win from 34 balls. It's not quite 2 a ball, but it's not far away off, and then that starts getting hard work. Danny Lamb to face Chris Wood. Lamb works it away on the onside. They think about a single, and in fact, Danny Briggs was about a third of the way through down the pitch, and you don't want to be coming too far and have to turn too sharply because that'll still be damp out there after all the rain we've had. 65 from 33 now, and we are very nearly, or as good as, 2 a ball. 109 for 7. Lamb to face Wood again. Lamb hits it in the air. It's gone over mid-off. It's gone over James Vince, who's running backwards quickly. They will pick up 2. James Vince takes his time getting up there.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if he's all right.
I have seen Danny Lamb make runs against Sussex. A 50-over game up at Sedbergh a few years ago.
Right,
Sussex played Lancashire and he made a match-winning innings. That's a beautiful cricket ground. Well, Sussex could do with a bit of that now.
Yeah, I've never seen Sedbergh, never been there. 111 for 7. 2 balls left of the 15th. 63 off 32 needed as Wood's in. Down the leg side. That'll be a wide, which Hampshire don't really want at this stage. I think that's the second wide of the innings. Yes, it is. Scott Curry bowling 1 earlier on, which means it's 62 to win from 32, but Sussex only have 3 wickets in hand, and that'll be key as well. That's very much in the equation. Wood into Lamb, bowls. It's way outside off stump, and it's hooked away down to third off a top edge, full of fields. It was very wide of off stump there. He had a real thrash at that one, did Danny Lamb. Did well to reach it. 113 for 7, 61 from 31 now. Briggs on strike, looking around. I've seen him play 1 or 2 decent innings as well, Danny Briggs, over the years.
It's a big ask, this though, isn't it? With
it's a lot to ask. Here's Wood again. Briggs hits it up in the air. It's going to be runs here. Or has it gone to extra cover? Oh, he's gone. Yeah. Deep extra cover. Briggs goes for 1. It's 113 for 8. And this innings, which started so promisingly, is absolutely disintegrating. Wood with his 2nd wicket of the night.
Well, I think it's asking an awful lot, isn't it, for your tail enders to come in and, you know, go when it's 2 a ball required on a hiding to nothing really. And well, Sussex have just dissolved. There's no other word for it really. They've just completely capitulated after that excellent start. And a poor defeat on Saturday against Middlesex. And that's going to be compounded by another poor defeat, but this has been a better bowling performance, but a pretty awful batting performance in all honesty, Kevin.
Yeah, it's 8 wickets for 46 now.
Yeah.
After being 67 without loss, and it's Liam Dawson with the catch at deep extra cover, if I didn't mention.
And it looks like it's going to be Liam Dawson who's back into the attack.
Well, I have to say, when Ward and Hughes were going, I thought this game over. I really did. Well, 67 in the 6th over.
So Liam Dawson is going to come in. 61 needed off 30 balls. In comes Dawson, bowls to Tamel Mills, who hammers that away. That's going to go a long way. It's going to go for 6.
Hello.
I think there's a bit of way over long on for 6 runs. Well, perhaps Danny Lamb hasn't given up.
That's a big hit, that's a big hit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's still 29 balls left in this game, which is still a lot. 55 runs needed. Don't want to lose another wicket now. You've got a couple of wickets in hand.
In again bowls, and Lamb plays that one through the offside. He's going to pick up 1. They're going to cut. Oh dear, oh dear. They're thinking about coming back for the 2nd. They've decided not to. Lamb goes to 11 and Sussex to 120 for 8.
I'm not sure what happened with Lamb, whether he slipped or whether he just thought, you know what, I'm not going to take a chance here. Because you lose another wicket now, he's really his game, set and match. But with 2 wickets in hand, it's not the end of the world.
But when Harrison Ward was out, and we did say that we got to the last ball of the power play, important ball, don't get out, Ward gets out, and then all of a sudden, I mean, he batted nicely, didn't he? Made 40, but from there, Sussex didn't really need to play the big shots. And anyway, Dawson in bowls to Tamel Mills, who hammers that one away through the offside. Picks up a single, does Tamel.
Nice dark gloves.
He's on his way, 121. Oh, good spot, yeah, 121 for 8. If finished 20 not out on Saturday. This is very similar to Saturday, really, where Sussex were just trying to narrow the margin of defeat, really. Dawson. In again, bowls to Danny Lamb, who hits that one straight down the ground, not far away from the outstretched hands of Liam Dawson. And it's just a single. So 9 off the over.
Well, you never know. They're having a swing.
They are.
And if it comes off, it's only 52 needed. You only need to have a little bit of luck for a little while. And it gets very close.
22 for 8. Dawson in again. Around the wicket, bowls. And he's bowling! And Terrell Mills goes for a single. And Sussex are sliding towards defeat. 122 for 8. But Terrell Mills is gone for, sorry, 122 for 9, I apologise. But Terrell Mills is gone for a single, and another wicket for Liam Dawson, who has been excellent for Hampshire tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has. Third wicket tonight, 3 for 20. Got 1 ball left of his spell. And just once more when you need him. He's there for you, Liam Dawson. So I make that...
Well, 67 with that, that's 30.
55 for 9.
Correct, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in fact, on Saturday against Hampshire, at one stage, Sussex lost 6 for 29. So I was talking about the middle order, Sussex.
Your interview with Paul Farbrace will be interesting again, because he won't hold back.
He won't hold back. Dawson comes in, bowls to Henry Crocombe, who plays it onto the left. They decide not to take the single. Well, I'm not sure I quite understand that really, because I think he's as capable as anybody is, Henry. End of the over, 122 for 9, 4 overs remaining, Sussex needing 52 to win. And barring some sort of a miracle, Hampshire, having been 42 for 4 at one stage in their innings, look like they're going through to what would be their 4th win of the competition.
Well, it just shows how important that second half of their innings was when they hit 106. That was a fantastic comeback, led by Liam Dawson, Cartwright, Tristan Stubbs, James Fuller right at the end, making valuable contributions, and that looks like that's going to be the difference between the two sides. The Sussex innings went the other way. Started brilliantly and has got worse.
Well, this is... Yeah.
So Scott Curry back into the attack, 2 overs, 1 for 20. For the 25-year-old. And his right arm over coming from the pavilion end. Bowls and heave outside the off stump. Slower ball, called a wide. 123 for 9 now, Sussex. Remember, 174 is... I think he said was, but he's the victory target. 51 off 24.
So when you look at that innings, with the partnership was 66 between Dawson and Tristan Stubbs. You know, they didn't put on the accelerator straight away, do they? Picked up the 1s and the 2s. They got the scoreboard moving. I think that's just what Sussex needed to do in that middle order.
Yeah.
They were so far ahead of the game.
Here's Curry, bowls, and that's hicked away on the leg side. It won't quite carry. Couple of bounces out to deep mid wicket. You're right, but it's T20 cricket is just ridiculous, isn't it, really? Because it can look great for 3 or 4 overs, and then it completely looks the other way. Once you lose a couple of wickets quite quickly, it's amazing how the momentum disappears.
Yes.
It absolutely goes from nowhere. It's like somebody opening the sluice gate of a river, and it just absolutely disappears as quickly. It's like the bathwater going out. Doesn't it? It just goes as quickly as anything. It's just amazing. 124 for 9, 50 needed from 23. Here's Curry, bowls, giving himself some room. Edge down towards third. It's gone for 6 over third man. Wow. Crocombe. He's given that a mow.
Yeah.
That's why it's gone so far off the edge.
Because I couldn't really understand why they turned down the single earlier, really, because you might as well take every run you can, really. But,
so 44 from 22. It's still 2 a ball. Sussex only have 1 wicket left. But a couple of more 6s and you just never know. Oh. It's only 44. Music seems to be getting very loud.
It does get very loud, doesn't it?
Yeah. Somebody's trying to annoy the neighbours. 1:30 for 9. It's later than it normally is. We're coming up to 20 past 10 because we started a half an hour late. Here's Curry into Crocombe, gives himself some room again. He's got off the toe of the bat as he's trying to heave that away. Stopped with his boot. James Vince at extra cover. Dot ball, 44 from 21.
Yeah, that collapse, Kevin. There was 67 for 1 after 67 without loss after 5.5 overs. Then 122 for 9 off 15.5 overs. So they lost 9 for 55 in exactly 10 overs.
Yeah, wow. Curry bowls. Crocombe swings and misses. Good slower ball again from Curry. I don't think it misses the stumps by very much.
No, very close, wasn't it?
2 balls left of the 17th over. 44 from 20. 1 wicket in hand.
Well,
I've got a feeling of these next couple of balls it could be a wicket or there could be at least 1 boundary, maybe 2. There's Curry's in and bowls to Crocombe, who drives hard past Curry. There's 4. This game's so, whilst it's gloriously unpredictable, it's also predictable.
well, you did say that. A mystic Kev here today. Yeah. Well, he has got a first-class 50 to his name as Henry Crocombe, and well, he's got nothing to lose here, is he?
No, swing it. Just swing it. He's got a good bat speed. He's on 10. 40 off 19. Here's Curry bowls. Crocombe swings away on the leg side. This could be caught at deep square leg. Oh, he's fallen over the rope, but I think he's pushed the ball back. So it could be only 2. That's Manny Lumsden there. There will be a steward's inquiry here. He's given 6. Ooh, the crowd don't like it down there behind him. I have to say, James Vince is looking as though, can that be a decisive call from the umpires so soon? Because if I'm honest, I couldn't tell.
No, I couldn't tell either.
That may yet be an important 6 runs. Well, I did say it could be a boundary or 2 off the last 2 balls, or a wicket. There was 2 boundaries. The umpires are calling 6. James Vince is still saying, look, I don't think you can be that obvious with it. And I'm not sure I disagree with him.
Oh, well.
34 from 18.
Difficult to tell from up here, wasn't it? Because the fielder was running around the boundary edge, whether he had his feet on the rope. Or he's still arguing. James
well, I don't blame him. I think it's fair enough. How can you be certain on that? I don't think we're going to get a replay, unfortunately.
So 140 for that was an expensive over, wasn't it? Was that 16 off the over?
Might have been. I'll have to recount.
So what have you got? 3 overs to go. Sussex needing 34 to win. And there'll be 1 or 2 sitting on that Sussex balcony thinking, well, if I'd have made a few runs, perhaps we'd have had more of a chance. But Henry Crocombe 16 off 6 deliveries, which makes him the 4th highest scorer in this Sussex innings. James Vince is just setting his field. It's going to be young Lumsden who's going to come into bowl to...
Yeah, 17 off that last over, you're right, yeah.
Who's 13 not out. In comes Lumsden, bowls, and slower delivery. Oh, it's a wide on the leg side.
Well, this is a little teaser now, isn't it, really? That'll be what, 141 for 9. So these 2 are put on 19.
I mean, 33 off 18 balls. If you had sort of half a dozen wickets left, you'd fancy the batting side. But they've only got 1 wicket left. In comes Lumsden, bowls to Lamb, who pulls that around to the leg side. He's going to get caught. Oh, he's dropped. That's an extraordinary drop.
Tom Prest.
Well, it was pulled. I think he's hurt his hand as well. I think is he going straight off?
I think he's going to have to.
I think he is. It was pulled onto the leg side. He seemed to lose it, and the physio's coming running on. I wonder whether he's popped a finger or something there, Kevin. It was pulled away by Danny Lamb, and as soon as Tom Prest dropped that ball, he's gone straight off the field. The 12th man has come on, and Tom Prest has gone off the field. Let's hope there's nothing too serious, but he's certainly leaving the field. It's 2 to Danny Lamb, who goes to 15. 143 for 9.
It's not over yet, is it? 21 these 2 are put on.
31 needed. In comes Lumsden again, bowls to Lamb, who heaves that one. I'm not sure where that's gone. Let's just dribble out into the onside. They've taken one. Oh, there's going to be a run out.
Wrong end.
Well, he threw to the wrong end. Danny Lamb was very keen to get back to the striker's end, but it's just a single to Lamb. He goes to 16, 144 for 9. Sussex needing 30 of 16 deliveries.
It's a real teaser this now, isn't it?
I still think Hampshire are heavy favourites.
I'd rather be in Hampshire shoes, but
definitely.
I don't know.
If Sussex had 3 or 4 wickets in hand, you'd fancy Sussex here, but with only 1 wicket to go, Lumsden is in. Bowls to Crocombe, who steps away, and he's bowled! And Henry Crocombe has gone. Lumsden cleans things up. Well done to the 17-year-old. And you have to say well done to Hampshire, because from 42 for 4, they were in all sorts of trouble. Rescued really by Liam Dawson and Tristan Sub. Some late order runs as well from Hilton Cartwright and from James Fuller. 173 for 6 they finished on. Sussex off to a great start, 67 without loss, with 1 over to go in the power play. But the middle order simply collapsed. Good bowling from Liam Dawson. But you have to say, I think Sussex have massively contributed to their own downfall there, Kevin.
Well, they've lost 10 wickets there for 79 runs, having been 67 without loss, and really in the driving seat. But it just goes to show with T20 cricket, you might be hit all around the park, but you hang in there. You hang in there, and things change, and things really did change as well for Sussex. Really, they just lost their heads there a little bit, and you know, the equation a lot of the time didn't seem to be, you know, out of sight, but even so, Hampshire hung in there, and some really good bowling performances, especially from Liam Dawson, who once again standout bowler with 3 for 20 from 4. A couple of wickets from Chris Wood, another good spell from him, 4 overs none for 20. James Fuller came back well after his first couple of overs were hit for 34, and he finished with 3 overs, 2 for 37, and that was crucial. And Manny Lumsden again picking up a couple of wickets, the 17-year-old, holding his nerve. And Scott Curry, unusually slightly expensive for him, 3 overs, 1 for 38. But that is a really, really good win for Hampshire there. They had to work really hard for the second half of their innings, and it paid off. It just shows again, you know, you can have a bad start, but if you keep level-headed, you've got experienced players, you know, in your side. Overseas players again help. I know Sussex have only got 1, but you know, Hampshire with 2 again. They're probably seeing the benefit of that, and that keeps Hampshire top of the table.
Well, it does, and well done to Hampshire. Worthy winners tonight, comfortable winners in the end. A thoroughly disappointing night for Sussex. They bowled well enough, but batting-wise, you have to say that that's a game they'll feel that has really eluded them. And now 4 games played, 3 lost. A disappointing performance against Middlesex, equally tonight as well. And with the deduction of points at the beginning of the competition, Sussex now find themselves 14 points behind Hampshire in the group. It's not all over for Sussex, but there's an awful lot of improvement to be had if they're going to fight their way back into this T20 competition.
Thanks very much, Adrian.
Thank you, Kevin. It's great fun. Always great to be down here, and always very enjoyable.
Hope you enjoyed it tonight. We're a little later than normal, but it was worth it in the end, because Hampshire have won 4 games in a row.
For the Hampshire Hawks, and the man at the moment on his 100th T20 appearance for the Hawks is Joe Weatherly. Always good to get one number on your South Coast rival.
Absolutely, to go 4 in a row is just